breaking news or whatever. They're on another one. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, emergency Zoom film at 11. Same 5 goons, same deranged obsession. This changes everything. Bro, it's page 47 of emotion they skin while half watching Yellowstone. Gang, gang, squinting at 8-point font like detectives. Zoom so far and the pixels are screaming for mercy. Look at this, timestamp 2022, my God, but they're yelling it like they just cracked Watergate. High five. Mike's been muted for 20 minutes, still barking. Circular logic, so a lot of time that's impressive. Trust the plan, this is massive. Nah, fam, it's boilerplate and it's mid at best. Gang, gang. Self-appointed outrage, swap patting each other like they personally ended corruption. Gang. Dropping bombshell tea that's been sitting in pieces since breakfast. Gang, gang. Moral high ground, speed run, they'll flip the script the second it's convenient. Gang. Same PowerPoint presentation, new day, same brain dead narration. Gang, gang. We're not obsessed, we're just passionate. 3-hour living yesterday's hoodie, passion in my ass. Why is he even breathing right now? Says the guy refreshing notifications every 14 seconds. Gang, gang. Playing lawyer on God mode, reading comprehension. Stuck in elementary, confidence in the stratosphere. Case dismissed. They're screaming to the void. Motion still pending, but go off, I guess.
Disagree? Obviously a paid chill. Actually read the filing, deep state plan. Laugh at them, you're clearly compromised too. Exist in the same zip code. Suspicious behavior, notify the group chat. Gang, 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 gang.
Tighter circle, smaller brain.
Gang, gang.
Echo chamber finally running out of oxygen. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, acting the actual judge like it's group chat. Replay all meltdowns, labeled just asking questions. Got warned by the core once, that was a suggestion. Still get it the same screed like it's strictly trash talk. Gang, gang, we're above all this drama. While screenshotting, they on meltdown for content. Preaching peace and love while actively baiting bears. And fake shock when the bear finally bites back. How could this happen?
Gang, gang.
Synchronized tantrum hours. 5 tabs open, all the same screenshot. Different zoom levels, gang, gang. Premature victory lap over legal language, still can't pause.
Gang, gang.
Standing 10 toes on business until tomorrow's filing, send them scrambling again.
Gang, gang.
Hype the claim to the moon, then ghost the chat when it ages like milk. Gang, gang.
Gang, 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 gang. Gang, gang.
Refresh. Gang, gang.
Gang, 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 gang.
See y'all same time tomorrow.
Gang, gang.
Don't be late. Yeah. Breaking news or whatever.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. How are you guys doing this evening, man? Oh, man. Oh, man. Do we have some crazy stuff for you tonight? Oh, yeah. Looks like the videos are starting to drop. We're finding out what happened in Ohio court. Finding out what's good, what happened that we weren't privy to because, well, they were under order not to show anything until parts of it got resolved. Hey, how's it going, Darren? Good to see you. Welcome, Tammy. K-Mac. Good to see you, Daphne. Oh my gosh. I had so much fun making that. That was a blast. That was a blast. And I've been working on a new one. We'll see how it turns out. It's still in its primal stage, I guess is the best way to put it. You know, I think I might be able to show you what I have so far. It's nowhere near being complete. That's for sure. I'm still working on it. Let me see if I've got that one. I don't think I've downloaded it yet. It's still working. Let's see if I've got it. Because if I do, I can probably show it to you. Yeah, this one I'm still working on completing. It's got a lot of editing that I need to do, and I can show you guys this. This will be good. Let's see. Yeah, I think you guys will like this one. Yeah, it's just like I said, it's got so much editing to do. Plus, this is only half of the song. So whenever I show it to you, you'll go, oh, okay. Well, it looks unfinished, but the song is pretty damn good. Yeah, I'll share it with you guys right here. Here we go. There we go, right here.
Sun's out, palm trees.
It's snowing in Florida.
Somebody check her pupils.
Stream was rolling, mouth on autopilot. Confidence loud, but the brain went silent. Talking like nothing could ever go wrong. Then the shit got weird and the pause too long. Psycho blinking like Morse code. Thoughts doing donuts off road. Chat goes quiet, she starts to sweat. That's why she felt that internet. Finger hovering over end. Can't rewind shit you already said. Heart racing like a fled. It's snowing in Florida, must be cold. Whole damn stream got the dough. Whole damn stream got the leader gonna soul. But she kept the clip she should've hold. 43 seconds, solid gold. I was erased like they never existed. But that one moment, oh, it resisted. Worst damn take of the whole damn night. Framed it, saved it, hit upload, right? Sunshine straight, but she seeing flakes. Talking in circles, tripping on takes. Deletes the past like it's gonna heal. But panic always leaks the real. You can scrub the drive, you can curse the cloud. But you left the part where you said it out loud. Nice work, crowd. It's snowing in Florida, hit delete. Kept the proof and kill the beat. Erase the context, not the receipt. 43 seconds, sweep the street. It's out of context. It was a joke. It's edited. Yeah, by you. Give it everything, give me everything. Give me everything, give me everything. Except the crime scene. Now comes the spin, watch it unfold. Same old script, getting real old. Blame the weather, blame the stress, blame the chat for your mess. But you can't blame pause, you can't blame fear. You can't blame why that clip's still here. You chose to keep, you chose to cut. Accidental honesty, oops, whoops nuts. It's snowing in Florida, melting fast. Try to outrun your digital past. Burned the house, but the door was glass. 43 seconds gonna last. Spin, lagging. Spin, dragging. Give it everything, give it everything. Give it everything, give it everything.
Like I said, it needs a lot of editing in it. It's messed up video. But yeah, I thought you guys might enjoy that. So you know, it was one of those that I put together, and I was like, we'll see how it comes out. And it's doing okay. Raz, how you doing, Rosella? Good to see you doing good to see you. Good to see you. Let's bring up this. And I spoke with Tug just to confirm that I could get some of this information out there to you guys, because you know I'm sure that you've already seen, if you watch Tug, you've probably already seen a lot of this. But you know, I was pretty interested in it because, well, it was an interesting discussion. Cool. And if all you have to do is add your avatar to it. It's a little spot there that you'll be able to see. Yeah. If you click on the three little buttons there over your name, you can click on change avatar, and then you can put your avatar there. There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm feeling like a leprechaun.
You look a little lucky, my lucky little leprechaun. So, and I'm sure that you've probably seen this too last night from Tug's stream.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, and I think it really sets the mood for the other video too.
Oh.
It really does. Because it is absolutely crazy. Oh, let me close that right there so I don't see that. Why is it showing that? It keeps wanting to show that. But we'll just pull it up there so that way you guys can sort of see what I'm talking about here. And doggone it, don't move that there. And I'll probably do this. There we go. That looks a little better. So this is from Tugs last night. And Jeremy and George came on, and I'll skip over some of it, because well, but this is crazy.
They went as it sounds like pretty crazy was because she was away.
It was insane. Now, and to be clear for everybody viewing, now that the Ohio case is over, so it was a closed case and then it was continued, but it is now over. We can discuss these things openly. And
So just so you guys know that this is why they didn't show, because they pre-recorded those videos.
Did you see the comments from the peanut gallery?
I saw some of them, and I was. Are you talking about the comments on the stream?
No. From the other channel and their little tick gallery saying, notice the haircut. Where's your haircut, Jeremy Derm?
Well, because it was an old video. I mean, and I understand why they did that. It makes it a lot easier because it's fresh in your mind and you can get it all down on video before you actually, because you know that you can't release it, but
Exactly.
you can have it done. If there's any edits you need to make, or you need to fix something, or you left something out that you think was important, you can go back and get all of that fixed, edited, whatever you need to do. Then you can upload that video and you can let it sit there until everything's freed up. And if they probably would have released it even if they had lost, just so people
Exactly.
understood what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, he's not held anything back. I mean, he didn't have to come out right away with what happened with, Dan Owens. He didn't have to come out right away and say anything what happened with the magistrate's recommendation. I
Nope.
mean, he didn't even have to come out right away and say what happened yesterday in court. He could have waited till April 29th when the final decision came down all around in
Exactly.
Ohio.
And
So,
there will be, I'm sure, a final decision. And from what I can gather just from listening to these videos, I'm like, holy crap. I mean, it is absolutely insane. Just,
boy, if civil rights and freedoms were not violated by Levy County Sheriff
oh
and Dan
my
Owens, wow.
God. And they're just, oh my gosh, just, like,
It's a mess for them.
and I saw the video today, and I may go over that tomorrow, but man,
Ouch.
this one is blistering.
Yeah, it
so
is.
And if you want to see the whole stream unedited, go over and check it out on Tugs, because it is mind blowing, and it just debunks them all up and down, left and right. And one thing that I really noticed about the video from today, the one that he released today, which was really important, is it shows that there's no way that Lisa knew anything that was going on outside of doing something shady that's going to get somebody else in trouble.
Exactly.
So,
100%.
and there's no way that she knows what happened yesterday or the day before that or the day before that. So she can sit there and scream about people being liars and not telling the whole truth and not telling any part of it, and it's all made up and it's a fantasy. Then she has no proof that that's true.
That's
And
right.
and if she does have proof, she's full of shit.
Well, she said, they have evidence and wait till their evidence and their documents and all their proof has been presented. You haven't heard it all in
Well,
Ohio.
and well,
Well,
and that's and the whole time they were saying that, I refrained from saying anything to show how stupid they are. knowing that they are going to try to relitigate this whole thing, and it's going to get tossed every single time. You know,
Well, yeah,
it's,
she
hey,
kind
be
of gave
careful
herself
here.
a little leeway because she had said in the stream prior to court, the night before court, that if the magistrate from Ohio rules against them, well, then they're just going to go to her boss.
Sure, go ahead. You know, here's the thing. You won't know how they rule for or against you, because you know why? It's sealed. You dumb broad.
Yeah, it's a
It
civil protection order. The only thing you're going to find out, Lisa, is 5-year extension or it ends April 29th. That's it.
that's
That's all
it.
you're going to know.
That's all that's going to happen. And if you know anything more than that, then you're a fucking liar. And
Right?
you would need to show proof of what you say is true.
That's right.
So
That's right. Oh
we didn't get
boy.
Venom's intro. What's up with that? Oh my God.
Oh, you didn't play
Nice.
my intro? Oh, that's it.
I, I
That's it.
don't I don't know if I have it on this platform. I honestly don't know if I have it on here or
No,
not.
it's fine. It's fine.
Because I don't
What?
have a lot of stuff here. So
You just need to start playing, the where is the flock of nuts now?
Matt. God, these people. I mean, yeah. Okay, sure. I'm a sheep. I get paid buku bucks from Jeremy. Yeah, he pays me tons of money to give my opinion, especially when I disagree with him. He
Right?
pays me for that.
Isn't that overtime?
That's what I need this time. Oh my Lord. They don't realize I have a 9 to 5 job. That's what pisses them off so much, is because they know that whenever I'm showing these things, I may not be right, but I don't try to make it out that I am.
I
So,
no, there's been a couple of things that I've been wrong on that
mm,
I've gone on and said, "Hey, I was wrong about it." And there has been stuff like, Lynette tried to say she asked Lisa for 6,000 when no, I proved that she did send messages to Lisa. Lisa posted them. I have the screenshots. She asked for 17,500 for an RV motorhome. The one she didn't get. You know, I even talked about how she tried to change the blueprints. So, I mean, why would I debunk Lynette that defends Lisa if I'm trying to hold anything back too? I mean,
yeah,
we've all called it out.
they're telling me my volume is low. Let's see. Is that a little better? It should be pretty cranking right now.
Yeah, you just went up in volume.
Okay. I'm going to bring it back just a little bit because it's redlining, but that should be better. Well, because everybody's complaining about it, let's do it.
Venom, lady in black. She listening in the shadows, ready to attack. No warning shot, no polite hello. Has wicked grin and a toxic glow. She's dripping poison like gossip at brunch. A sharp bite and you become her lunch. Sexy till you're twitching on the floor. She's smirking in your face, then comes back for more. Bite, bite, baby, better say your prayers. Venom's got stilettos and homicidal flair. She's vicious, delicious, a queen with a sting. The sexiest nightmare you've ever seen. Pucker up, sugar. Mama's venom tastes sweet.
My
Oh,
creator.
it was, it's so awesome. You sent me that. You sent me that, just an image over, I think it was, and I created
Yeah,
that for you.
it was just an image that I was trying to change, and I was like, "Can you do something?" And when you came back with the song and the video, I was like, "I love this."
Yeah, I think I need to fix that video and make it better. I think I can make it better. It's pretty good, but it'll keep the same music. But I need to go back and edit it, and smooth it out. Hey, Mr. Coop, man, you know what I need to do is reach out to Mr. Coop and see if he's interested in tomorrow night coming by after the hails are done. I know that he goes to sleep early or something like that because he's got better things to do. But I'll have to reach out to him.
Yeah, not all of us constantly wait and watch for the next sovereign spin.
Yes, I mean, I watched with on Friday with Mo. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun, and she was just like, "Oh my gosh, that was hilarious." After we finished the stream, she was still laughing because Ron and Randy, just oh, and poor Nick, poor Nick. He was just like, I'm wearing my contacts as she's pulling up her shirt. Yes.
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
missed a good stream. I'm gonna have to. I've been on replay for a lot of the streams, and I was watching her. I can't remember if it was yesterday. Like I think I was on Wednesday or Thursdays yesterday, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't keep up with all the streams and what I've been trying to catch up on."
Oh, I mean, and there is so much. I mean, I literally I watched part of this one last night. I didn't watch the whole thing because I was working on a video and I was trying to get it all edited and everything. And so I had it going on in the background while I was working on some stuff, and then it started messing with my audio. I couldn't concentrate on what was going on and what was going on with the music. But yeah, and I think I don't know if I showed it the other day, but I did finish up the video for the Friday morning stream with Mo. She was like, "Oh my God, it's so cool." And it's still got some editing to do. I might show it later. If I get enough super chats in here, I'll show it later.
People, you better get those super chats. I want to see that video.
Because it is awesome. And it's about a squirrel and his family.
Oh no,
It's
a
just
squirrel and his family. We're
mhm.
squirreling out.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's all about the squirrel.
I'm living for it. I love Mo.
uh
She's funny.
yes, yes, yes. All right. Well, let's go ahead and hit play on this. We'll try to get through some of this here.
So there are some things that I think need clarification, and I'm sure, Tug, you got a ton of questions, don't you?
Oh yeah,
Doug
yeah.
is so
Well,
good at
first
interviews.
explaining the video process too. So people were asking about, some people were
Okay.
confused on how the videos
Yeah.
are coming up and stuff. So I think
Yeah, and obviously we've got so many people messaging us what Fleesa has already posted as well. And Fleesa gets off just on you saying her name. And so, we don't like to say her name, but we've stated from the very beginning that January court, we had already filmed what
Shit.
happened. There's 2 videos. So today was video number 1. Tomorrow will be video number 2 from January court. Then there's continuance until today. George and I literally just finished filming for 7 hours.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah. Now,
7 hours.
yes, you have to understand that people think doing YouTube is easy and it's money generating. You realize in 7 hours time how much of business that they could be doing that pays them a lot of money. YouTube isn't going to pay out that 7 hours of time that they spent on that.
Oh, that's for sure.
Because
Like,
that right there is a labor of love. That is something that they're trying to talk about that they need to get out, and that they're taking time out of actual work to do all of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and if you watch, Sovereign Spins, they themselves laugh and brag how many viewers and how much money he's losing. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you, by the way, for pointing that out. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right, Max. It's not easy at all.
No,
Oh my God.
nope.
What happened today? If there was a court session to ever be in, today was it. And to say we're exhausted, there's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, but you all seem in a great mood too. So
it was epic. Their own lawyer turned on the anti-What the Hell's ecosystem. It was insane.
I can only imagine.
yeah, I saw that. I saw that post. That post seemed pretty
I would have
amazing.
loved to have
Oh
been a
man!
fly on the wall.
Speaking of Megan, there you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love, I will say that I love it whenever Megan comes in and they're not expecting her to be there. It's like,
She just surprises them.
we'll be surprised if she makes it, but we'll give it a try. We'll give it a try.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, there she is. Wow.
All right. So the boss said he wanted me there. So, well,
Yeah,
Jeremy pays
exactly.
the
You're an
bills.
employee, right?
Yeah, you're an employee. I pay you, don't I? Come on.
It's what I've
Come on.
heard.
I love
That's what I've
that.
heard.
So just so everybody is aware, this hearing in court, which stretched from January into March, okay, so this hearing in court, there is a total of 6 videos. I still have to edit the last one. I have the 3 from today already edited and
Wow.
uploaded. I have to edit one more. So you're going to see.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And did you hear what he said on some of the times for these videos? Some are over an hour.
I know. And there's going to be so much. The derailer is really good at. Yes. Just an FYI, my sound gets quiet, then loud. I think I know why that is. I've got a clip guard on there. And it'll probably do it. Maybe because of that. Yeah, it'll do that. I've got a clip guard on it, so it doesn't go too loud. I can turn that off, and that should get rid of that problem. It'll do that because, well, it's damn this platform. Let me get in there and fix that while I'm playing this.
Whoa, Jeremy. Whoa.
6
No.
total.
No. You just lied to everyone. It's just a big scam. You're just lying, and that's just not true at all. I was told by a very reliable source that Jeremy Hales just lied about what he dropped today. I don't know.
Well, in the short I released, we went back and we viewed the short, and George was like, "Oh, you said you're gonna drop the first video today at 5:30 from a year ago, and it was supposed to be a month ago." So I did miscommunicate in the short that I uploaded, but we've been very, very open about. You won't see what happened in the January hearing until it was closed. It was all done, and the conclusion was today. And so you're seeing number 1 today, and there's 6 total from this total hearing, and it's insane. And today was just insane.
So a total of 9 witnesses and a total of 6 videos altogether. And some of the videos are going to be longer, like over an hour.
Hour and a
There's
half.
just so much to talk about.
Wow.
An hour and a half. Oh gosh. Oh my
Hour and
gosh.
a half on some of these. That is going to be crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
I wonder how Beecham and McIntyre feel about the review.
well, and I mean, this is the thing. If you watch the video from yesterday, they're explaining that they plan on bringing all of this up in court. Like, they've basically thrown themselves under the bus with all of this stuff, not following a protective order. And I mean, that is pretty drastic. You know,
I
that's
mean,
just that is not protecting a victim.
no. I mean, and the fact that the order clearly states if it's out of state, if they travel out of state, that order is to be followed as if it, basically as if it was Ohio. Any
Yeah,
state they go to, if LP and JC show up, they're under the same obligation as they are in Florida or Ohio, or if they went to New York,
or if they went to
Alaska.
Hawaii, it wouldn't
Yep.
matter.
Yep.
It just
Not that they'll get there, but
no,
my
any
opinion.
any other place would normally follow that protective order. Once they're informed of it, they should be, you know, following that protective order. And what Jeremy says in all this, the whole he's doing this all for YouTube content is BS. Half mil to make content, nonsense. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's a lot of money to spend to prove that you have had your civil rights violated
Hmm.
by the people who are sworn to uphold the law.
Exactly. Exactly. And they're them not doing it puts such a strain on on George and Jeremy, the victims in this in the first place. You know, and this is something that I tried to explain multiple times to Volman, but you know, he doesn't listen every time, you know, him and you know, Bubbles and Volman paint chip get together. It's just like it's the trifecta of stupidity because you're just sitting there going, that's not how this works.
No,
It,
I- that's why I'm just loving the name Sovereign Spins. They're their
Oh,
own
Man,
special breed.
yes, they are.
so that's amazing though. That is amazing. Here's the question I keep getting asked, and I was like, well, I don't know.
Thank you,
Did
Mark.
2L actually show up as a witness?
no, no, absolutely not. No, we wish. We completely and totally wish.
Right.
The greatest thing that happened were the witnesses that did show up. So Mac and Liar showed up for Levy County Sheriff. Butt Chump showed up for Levy County Sheriff, and that's going to be used
Chump.
against them in court. And I think we talked about, is that tomorrow's video that's talked about? I can't even remember. We recorded.
Yeah, that's the second one. That's the
Okay,
second
it's
one.
got to be,
Yeah.
because if you watch the first one and you're like, all right, didn't talk about it. Well, tomorrow is insane. And Justin, their lawyer, even why Butt Chump is on the stand, goes,
Fine. During
he
process.
could not believe what was coming out of their mouth.
That bad.
Yes.
Wish Felisa
you
would have been there.
imagine?
Deuce, so
That
is
guy
this?
has to be fuming.
I don't, you know, that's the thing. I don't even think they're fuming. It's this Venom. You come over here and find out. I'll show you who she is.
That's right. Oh, who is that? Who is that? That Rosalind dude or whatever?
Rosalind, what is it? Doodles, Rosalind Doodles on the walls or something like that
Yeah,
with
something like
crayon.
that.
Yeah, I mean, she calls herself a graphic artist, but you know, I think she just doodles on walls with crayons.
Right? Stick figures. That's what I heard.
Stick figures, yes. No, she does. She does really good. She does really good. You could tell by the doodles that she did for my logo and stuff, which is absolutely awesome.
Yeah. She's amazing. She really is. Great
Yes.
people.
Yes, any U.S. state, including Virgin Islands, Virginia Islands, Guam, Puerto Rico, Northern Marina
U.S.
Islands,
territories.
America Samoa. Yes. So, there. Thank you. She's awesome.
Lynette, John, that means Puerto Rico, okay?
Puerto
Puerto Rico is covered in that CTO too.
I am pretty awesome. I still like to picture her drawing stick figures on the wall.
blowing her bubble gum and holding. Oh, she can't hold Lolly anymore though. Lolly's gone.
Oh, that's true.
She's still got bubble gum though. I could just picture her.
Yeah. Well, you know why that lollipop is gone, because she was doing, instead of the feather dance, she was doing the lollipop dance with it. Yeah.
No,
Like,
the lollipop was defiled.
yeah. Yeah, it was. So defiled.
Badly destroyed his career today under oath. And then Justin destroyed the What the Hills ecosystem.
Oh my God. Yes.
all recorded. Transcripts are coming.
Wait a minute. Justin is their attorney.
Yes.
Yes.
We literally are going, is he working for us? Do you want to explain? Because we already know what Felisa posted. So she admits that what we said was true, but she said it's all people reporting on this story. No, not at all. Why don't you take over and kind of highlight what?
Sure. So their attorney specifically admitted and agreed to the blatant violations
Third
of third-party harassment
from Felisa, Paint Chips, Vomit, Deuce, Bonehead,
and other
Stupid
YouTubers,
Lame.
yes.
He admits it all in court. This all happened. Absolutely. These are violations. Absolutely. I said, you do it. You do it. I got to be quiet.
Oh my God. Oh
I-
my. Yeah, that's right. Be quiet, Jeremy, because they all did so bad. If he's throwing them under the bus and what he's saying happened, I cannot wait for the transcripts. When the transcripts come out on this, oh my God.
Oh, that's going to be some reading party. Yamaha, get your voice ready.
This is going to be insane. King Bob says, but Rosa, before I forget, I might be visiting your neighborhood this spring for my sister's wedding if I can afford it. So save up so you can take us out for dinner. I love that. Crayon's lipstick is more likely, or a Sharpie. Oh, that's a possibility. Yeah, because Yamaha keeps eating your crayons. I forget about that.
Yeah. I mean, can't have a crayon around that guy. He's always running around on his pogo pony and eating her crayons and, you know, causing chaos. He's another one. Boy.
Yeah, and you know, and I will say, I can't find where Jeremy has lied. Now he's omitted things before because he couldn't talk about them, but that doesn't mean he's lying about it. It's just there's certain things that he can't talk about, and so he won't.
No, and he could have easily sidestepped a lot of things that are being said or have been said in all this testimony. And I don't think we're going to hear any sidestepping. I mean, he hasn't failed to say when somebody has said something negative about him, including Levy County or the judge yelling at him in Ohio. He has been honest about that, to where she's
I
even
mean,
had to reel him in.
just what was it, last month? Last month I went over the hearing with where Bruce was, you know, hearing going after him, and everything that he said happened. Everything that he said happened in that hearing.
Yeah, it sure did.
It
I,
was
you know,
you know, he didn't go through it line by line, but once you do it, once you see it, you're just like, yeah, I mean, this is everything that he said happened. I-
I mean,
you know,
it, if anybody did, if whoever did not listen to when Jeremy's deposition was done in Gainesville, when Bruce depoted him, like, he didn't even have to tell us about the back and forth that happened with him and Bruce.
well,
You know,
that was in
Bruce was the one who
Pensacola.
went and twisted it even worse than what it was, but admitted, I'll give you that they wrote the signs."
Yeah, I mean, this is all the things. Okay, but it's just, oh my gosh. I mean, they destroy themselves constantly on what they do.
Yeah.
And whenever I saw that, whenever Jeremy was talking about this here, it was like, oh my God, if what he's saying actually happened, that's why I cannot wait to see the transcripts. If what he's saying actually happened, it is going to be absolutely insane.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Plus Owen are screwed. Deprivation of rights under color of law. But Champ McNair screwed themselves. Yeah, they screwed everybody on that. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Jack. That is absolutely correct. Line is actually saying something that is not true. Line is not withholding something and not saying it. Line is not answering a question. Is not answering a question that is not asked. Right. Oh my gosh. Thank you very much again, Jack Miles.
And
And so the blatant harassment from, and he specifically mentioned Two Fleas, Vomit, and Paint Chips, and then he said and
Deuce.
other YouTube channels. There's no doubt that he's being harassed and is being harassed constantly, and then said that these harassing channels are using his clients as a pawn for profit.
So he says,
Do you hear that?
yeah, that I let's talk about who's making a profit.
Because somebody's been running a fundraiser. They're looking to get paid $10K to cover a Hales
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. And 300 a smear article.
Well, it's more like, what is it, 49 cents or something like, $49 an
I-
article right now, because nobody wants to pay them for that. They're crazy.
Yeah, I'd be asking for a refund. I'd be like, and what did you guys do for me? Like,
Well, and that, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they're just paying themselves to boost those numbers up. I mean,
well, Volman did have to start his own, gift go send to raise his own money because I think they stopped paying for the articles after so long. Not that there were many coming out.
or maybe they weren't paying for him in the first place. Or
Oh,
maybe
that could be.
they paid him in the first place, and so he's just trying to raise some extra money. I mean, we don't know where all that money went to
No,
that was raised.
no.
You can speculate all day long and speculate that they paid off, getting cars and computers and PR firms cost a lot of money to maintain.
Yeah, I could only imagine the expense of that web page that, had their name, their channel as the PR and BBB as, the lawyer.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That had to be thousands in itself.
Well, and Bruce already said that he was, a genius at this stuff. So,
Yeah,
these were their plans,
yeah.
to
Like Bruce and Lisa said, this was all contrived polyflop.
So, that is the best way of putting it. Thank you very much. Just they all got paid. Just my opinion. Yeah, and my opinion is that initially they wanted to have Gabe go down there and be their general contractor. They realized that was going to look really shady, so they were just going to have him come down and basically be labor. But because he has a regular 9-to-5 job, he couldn't do that. And
Yeah, Tug did
had to
point out something about the fence, though. Look at the skilled labor it took to put up that one-sided personality flop of the purgatory wall.
you talking about the polyflop wall?
Yeah, the wall of polyflop.
I mean, Yamaha and I watched that stuff, and we were pulling up the images on that, and it was just like, oh my God, that thing is a garbage. It did not even look like they put concrete in properly.
Yeah, they put it underground so it wouldn't be seen. Oh boy, in Florida
Oh,
sand, yeah, with where the Florida baseline is what? How far underwater? God,
uh,
I just look at the separation that is at the gate itself where they enter. Like I get over time from opening and closing the gate, the ground moves and an opening can form. But when you look down the whole fence line from the time they built it, there were gaps that they had to put whatever is on the other side of the fence. I don't want to know to keep the dogs from even going under where the gate wasn't originally split or falling apart.
well, and they built it on the right of way. Like you're supposed to keep the power line on the outside of the fence, and they built the power line on the inside
Oh,
of the
you
fence.
mean the temporary power line?
No, that's the permanent power line.
Oh, that's the
That
permanent one? Oh,
look at
that's
that.
right. They're only getting a temporary
Okay.
amount of ampage. Yeah,
So
something like that.
what you have is you have power lines that run down the whole road. Okay. And then you take another shorter power line, you run that closer to your structure for temporary power. And that's what they have over there. They
Oh,
built it, which is fine to have that part fenced in because you want to have it fenced in, but they fenced in the main power line on the road.
yeah,
So if workers have to get in there, they have to use a bucket.
yeah,
And and if something happens, oh yeah, I mean they'll tear down the fence because
yeah.
they
They're not
built it
going to
in the
knock
right
and
way.
say, can we please come in?" and hope that they're going to answer. They're just going to say, "Yep, remove part of it. We're going in."
Which I'm surprised that they built it like that because that was just one of the crappiest places to put it.
Well, I mean,
No,
it's probably going to have to move because if you recall, when Lloyd was living there, they had already gotten an estimate what it was going to take to fix what was already messed up with the electric to begin with, and that was over 7 grand.
oh,
That
oh yeah,
hasn't been
well,
fixed yet.
well, and it. But see, this is the thing. I think they intentionally screw things up so that way they can raise more money to get it fixed.
Yeah, I mean, I think what
It's
happened was she may have started with a good intention of the Christmas. And I think once the money started flowing in and she realized what she was sitting on, it was like, oh, we're on a gold mine here.
I think you put too much credit. I don't think she did any of this with good intention. That's my opinion. I stand by it. I don't think that the flea has done anything with good intention.
Well, I
I
kind
I
of have
on
to give her a little credit only because I think she started out with the belief of what Lynette was selling her, and that was the child had no Christmas whatsoever in 2023. But
No,
if you look back
she
on
made that
Lynette's
story.
posts,
She made that story up.
yeah, I
No, she
mean,
made that story up. She has been PR. She's had a I suspect that she wants Lynette off that property so she can move in and be close to Jeremy. I think she's got a thing for Jeremy that is like in a sick way, where she is
yeah,
just like she really is jealous that she can't be that close to Jeremy because she is she seems like that biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan.
yeah, like the movie The Fan, with
Or
Wesley Snipes. Yeah, yeah,
I
that
was
kind of
thinking
fan.
more like that Stephen King movie,
Oh, yeah, that one too. That's
Misery.
Misery. Oh, definitely Misery.
That's that's what I picture the attitude. I mean,
I totally forgot about Misery.
it has that kind of vibe to it. I mean, because she is and she gets so excited anytime Jeremy just talks about her. Like
Yeah,
it just gets her like thong all wet and moist.
you could hear it in her voice. Her octaves go up and down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's just like, Jeremy,
That's
talk
why.
about me.
It's probably why the vibrating chair broke so soon. She was running that thing on high 24/7. Jerem, Jerem, Jeremy, Jerem, Jerem.
she's, she's like, I just want please give me the germ.
He can go days without talking about them, and he's out of content. But yet she says she's got content, and her only content is talking about him.
And he goes, oh yeah, yeah, which is amazing to me. Like I can, never mind. I don't want to give it away. It's too much, too funny.
Lynette and Crook are pawns, and that the anti-what he doesn't say the anti-what the hills ecosystem. He says Fleesa, and again, I'm not saying the actual channel, Fleesa, Deuce, Vomit, Paint Chips. They are weaponizing the CPOs for fame and fortune. He agrees 100%. All the third-party violations, they are absolute violations.
Holy crap.
He agrees 100%. All the threats and harassment, it's 100%. It's real, but he blames it all on the anti-what the hails. Now, Fleesa posts later after we put out our short and says, it's everyone covering. Wrong. He specifically addresses her third-party violations, harassment, death threats, and he says it's all 100% legitimate. It all happened. It's real, but they're using my clients as pawns for fame and fortune. He literally uses the terms, they have weaponized this civil protection, not us, them, Fleesa, has weaponized the civil protection order for fame and fortune using my clients as pawns.
That's crazy.
And I'm with Doug on this because that is crazy.
Yeah.
On a serious note, if that is the case, then I'd be worried about George. Yes. Why do you think they have been very closely guarded on where they go and what they do? Why it's so concerning that the flea has access to those cameras to track them every time they come, every time they go. It
Yep.
records it and makes sure that she notes every single time they come and every single time they go. Why do you think she has access to that? That's what the scariest part is to it. It's like, ooh, I mean, you're getting into that position where it's. I mean, they've had to amp up their security just so they can be safer.
It's scary. It really is. And watching these two walk around armed now, open carrying, which is fine. I'm all for protecting yourself, no matter who you are. But the fact that he has handled a pew pew the way JC has and fumbled it around while pointing it not just at Jeremy, but other residents of Otter Creek. They, by their own admission, she has, LP has said how he has fired that weapon several times when they first moved on that property. She talked about it and posted about it. It's not a good situation. And that day with the firecrackers with Travis, that was not just a call to, oh, we think something's going on. They literally admitted that they told LP, whether it was the neighbor or Lisa, whoever called them to initiate that call, and several said that they did, they were saying that it was being aimed and done towards their property, on their property, at their property.
Yep.
And to pull up and go home when somebody called, if somebody called and told me that was happening to my house, I'm not going home. I'm going to
No,
call the police, and I'm going to
if
sit off to the side in the background and wait to find out what was really going on. And then it jeopardized Travis's life and a child that they know was there, who he's not a child, he's almost of legal age, but They
I mean,
jeopardized his life too.
here's the thing: if I suspected that there was somebody with a firearm doing, like, going into around my house or being around my house, as I have cameras, I would first thing I'd be doing is calling the police. Second thing I would be doing is parking a good distance away to see, that the police were handling it.
Yep. I mean,
And Yamaha's right. It was a malicious intent to create a situation, and plain and simple. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
LP
So
knew
what
she
were they
was
trying to
lying.
do? Fire up LP and JC in hopes that one of them would have pulled their firearm and gone in blazing?
Hmm.
That's the
Um,
feeling I got. Excuse me. That is absolutely the feeling I got. And I even seen a screenshot of Marla saying she watched the video and she even claims that it was firearms that Travis was doing, that it was shots. And it was like, no, what? What? The whole thing was filmed. It was live. It was firecrackers.
oh yeah, and I mean, I saw because I think I was watching that one live. I was working because he usually streams whenever I'm working. So sometimes I can chat and stuff like that. Sometimes I just pull it up because I like Travis. He's fun. I enjoy watching his stuff. And it's not hail stuff. He's usually just talking about, well, this is what's going on at Tubetown. This is what I'm doing here. And, sometimes he'll be like out at the track and stuff like that. And just, he's usually just doing work stuff too, So it's like,
Yeah.
I'll work with Travis today. He's doing more physical labor. I'm doing more mental stuff, but I can just turn him on, have him on the background, be doing something. And, it's, I saw the part where he was doing the firecrackers. I was like, oh, that's pretty funny, doing firecrackers for super chats. That's an awesome idea. And then, I actually, because I had to shut it down and take a phone call. So I didn't see the rest of it until later. And everybody was like, holy cow, Travis got the cops called. I was like, whoa, when? It was just like today while he was doing his stream. I was like, no. And they're like, yeah, it's on the stream. I was like, okay, I got to go back and watch this now because that was crazy.
Yeah, it was. It absolutely was. And if the neighbor was so concerned that that was allegedly what she had
Why didn't
stated
she call the
to LP,
cops?
why didn't she call? Exactly. Why did she not call the cops?
Hmm.
Anybody who alerted LP and JC left it to them to call the cops. That's
The Cucking Funk
odd.
says, I thought Venom was at 1K already. Tell Tuggy's been slacking lately. He's got loads of people to 1K some weekends. So doing the ecos. Well, because he will get, if you guys haven't subbed up to Venom, you should, because Venom is damn awesome and
Well,
has like some
thank you.
really, really good, really good work. I mean, I just want to say it's really good work, and I enjoy it. You provide me with some of the best stuff.
Yeah, I have said it a dozen times, if not more, even with the channels that have been starting, because Travis is encouraging the world to start YouTube so he could have a YouTube get together. But if you're going to follow and lurk on somebody, you really need to pay attention to everything. It's not just the channel. You need to, all the noise, everything. A lot of it is just noise that they're creating to distract you from what LP and JC did.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean that has been the biggest thing is, what always amazes me about it is watching how they're sitting there going, "Oh, you're part of this." I'm like, "Part of what?" It's like, it's like, I mean, if talking with other people on other channels makes those people part of it, well, I think that they tried that early on and they realized it didn't work with me because I stream with Expert, I stream with Mo, I have very limited amount of time that I stream with other people because I'm
Yeah, I mean,
usually
you even do your Sunday Spice. I mean, you've got so much very different content. And I remember coming in the early start of these cases and when it was just the civil protection order and Judge Grudge and talking to you as a viewer saying, "Are you going to cover it?" And you were like, "No, no, I, it's not in my forte. This is what I do. Yeah." And it wasn't until the handwriting expert and the depositions that you really started to review this and see the chaos that we were all watching. Like,
in real
how does
time.
this
Yeah.
happen?
Well, and it was also Bubbles' bull crap because I mean I was watching, I was taking it back and sort of catching up, on what was going on in Otter Creek. How you had the 2-inch pipe issue, you had all these other things going on. I mean, I knew about the stuff with Judge Grudge, but I hadn't even got to that point yet. Like I was doing the full catch up on what was happening in the background, that people hadn't seen. And then it took, Bubbles reaching out and sending me that stupid email and saying, "You need to cover this." And I was like, "Why I don't know who this guy is. I'm covering, just because I'm showing the deposition doesn't mean diddly squat." And going back, I understand why he didn't want that deposition being shown,
Oh,
be-
yeah.
because it hurt their case so bad, and he was already in the case at that point in time. He was
Yep.
already involved in the case. He already wrote that first pleading for them. He was already involved in the one with Stark.
Sure
I mean,
was.
all of this crap is insane. What he has been doing with this from day one.
And anybody who says that Lisa and the rest that jumped in, especially in the beginning, that she was trying to cover it unbiased and give a no, no. You had a grudge. The other people that joined in with you, they had a grudge, and you guys took a personal dislike and grudge and decided this was your opportunity to vent out your dislike and discontent for Jeremy and George. And this was the perfect way to insert yourselves into the case.
Hmm. Oh yeah, Deuce is so much to show. No, that's the thing. He probably won't do any prison time, but I can almost bet that there will be some pretty severe discipline. And there is a possibility he could get some prison time, but they may because he is at this current time he's currently an attorney. He may end up getting just sanctioned, or a possibility with probation, or something like that. They could pull his license. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, who's
um
to say? But I Lynette did say that early on when she finally did buy that property and move on it, she did apply to work for the state as a place for community service. So Bruce, you have somewhere to go work off some hours
there you go. Yeah.
on the half acre.
Yeah. If well, it's acre and a half, or close to
No, no,
acre and a
no.
half.
The bankruptcy trustee, from my understanding, is it, the only thing that is legally not being looked at, that's not like everything but half an acre is not homestead. Only a half an acre is homestead.
Not yet. That's still in dispute.
Oh,
That's still in
well,
dispute. That's what they're trying to argue, but that's in dispute. Because for it to be homesteaded, you have to have a permanent structure at the time that you filed for the bankruptcy.
yeah, that's not the case though.
See, and if she's using money to build this stuff, that's going to hurt her even worse, because that's money that was not supposed to be used.
Oh, could that also be like talking about the fact she admitted under oath in Ohio that she got money to retain a lawyer from money that was fundraised and is being held by
Oh,
by a certain party?
mhm. Yeah, all this stuff could happen. I
Oh,
mean, it's like, I'm sitting there going, the amount of the I, I think that they really wanted to get her off that property, so that the flea could move in there, because like I said, everything that they've done has been just absolutely a bad idea.
yeah.
And
Well,
it
I'm
was like they did that so they could basically delay the court, because they were losing really bad in Fed 1. I mean,
mhm.
they were up against having to hand over discovery, and they still weren't handing over discovery.
Do they have discovery?
They were ordered to hand over discovery, and there
Oh,
was about to be sanctions put down because they weren't handing it over.
okay.
They keep
If
saying
I
that they don't
recall
have
right,
anything.
didn't they miss the deadline on Fed 1 for discovery? Like that was,
Yes.
if I recall right, that's pretty past and present. Like
They
done.
mi they
There's
missed the
nothing there.
deadline, but before anything could be filed on that, they filed for bankruptcy.
Right. Well, I mean, that was their plan. I mean, they did say that there was going to be a lot of bankruptcies, and Bruce did talk about his great legal strategy of how he was going to flood the case with papers.
Yep. And
So,
and this is what they thought that was gonna happen, that they
so
could just flood it up right here. And it'll be a year in July. July, yeah. It'll be a year in July that it's been held up.
yeah. Well, all I gotta say is, are the extra parties that are getting added into future lawsuits, or that knew that lawsuits were coming their way. How's that working for you, supporting what you've supported so far?
Yeah. Right. Hey, a fool is always parted easily with his money.
Yeah. Oh
Amazing.
boy.
What a strategy. So throw everyone else under the bus and be like, oh, it's not really a how does that get you out of third party though? That doesn't really, it still says you're involved.
And not only that, I like
Well, it would make sense that she would try to get it. Think about it. Think about it. There's a partial structure on there that they could build out. They don't live in a home that they own. They're renters.
That's right. And
They
she was trying to talk only me into buying Tubetown. And also, she had told John to tell Lynette to sell the property to the neighbors.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hmm. That, those people are tied in with Robbie as well.
Yeah, yeah.
okay, Megan. I know
Yeah,
you're in the background, you're listening. If
I'm
you
here.
gave Justin all this money to try and save your own chicken skin because you knew Lynette was gonna, make felony charges against you, how would you feel knowing that you gave this money up to Justin, or if you were Deuce that gave this money up for Justin and left messages saying, I hope he kicks their blanks in court? How would you feel when he then turns on you in court on the record?
Mm. Well,
Unbelievable.
maybe your crystal ball has that intuition.
Yeah, I didn't see this one coming, you guys. I did
We
not.
didn't
I
either.
did not. I did not see this strategy. This is some unbelievable strategy. I see where he's going with it, but here's the thing: I don't think it absolves Lynette and
Not
John
at all.
It does.
from using those people as third-party contacts. So I don't think it does them any good to admit that, oh yeah, the harassment is happening. I don't think that at all. I think they should have argued a free speech argument, not, oh yeah, it's happening, but it's these people and not my clients. When we have
But here's the thing: they can't argue anything. Kiwi Crypt
There,
Keeper says you need to organize a team to do the transcript readings, please. It would be so much fun. That includes you and you. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. No, this is what is. Let me play that again, because what she said. What? Oh, okay. Sorry. It wouldn't matter. They can't raise a free speech issue on this. Okay. None of what they can do stops what Elemental P, or as someone named her, Elemental Emu, L Emu P, L Emu P. She's the problem with it is this is for a protective order against them.
Yeah.
It is a one-way situation, whether this protective order is going to be extended for 5 years or whether it is going to be gone for good. And there's nothing that you can do to prove anything else, because if you're sitting there trying to relitigate what they've already lost on, you lose. If you try to do anything, argue any reason, now an argument would be, and I'm just using this for an example, John Cook didn't realize Jeremy was there. It wasn't an intentional violation. As soon as he realized he was there, he immediately left. That would be a valid way of saying, this is what happened. As soon as he realized, he left. Or Lynette, as soon as she realized, she left. She didn't engage. There was, that is your defense. Your defense isn't, well, Jeremy did this. That's not a defense.
Yeah. How do you defend deliberately pulling on the driveway the
And
night
filming it
before and filming not once, but twice?
as an
Even
awesome.
after the original video that he only showed the Levy County sheriffs the other half of the argument between him and Jeremy when he said, go ahead and touch it and see what goes, bang. And then it wasn't till Ohio court started that they presented the first half of the video that absolutely got them the first contempt and violation of the civil protection order. Their videos.
Yes,
Again,
you
theirs.
can't, and that's the thing. You can't relitigate that. That's already been looked at. It's not like you can come back and say, oh, and the judge, if you listen to the other video that we're going to show tonight, the judge is very clear on that.
Yeah. But
Just like, we're not relitigating this.
there's been I don't know if they've actually sold this. Like, I find it hard to believe that LP and JC absolutely believe that this attorney was going to go into Ohio court and that he was going to get the past conviction and contempt, or the guilty, however you want to put it there, because I'm sure they'll say, oh, they said conviction. Okay, the contempt and the guilty of violating the orders. But I don't see how they can turn around and convince these people that this lawyer was going to go in, overturn those rulings, and throw everything out and say, you know what? You guys are right, Justin. Where were you? You're so right. Oopsie.
Well, and they'll blame this attorney, of course, because
Yep.
as soon as shit went south, they blamed Sean Martin. As soon as shit went south, they blamed Stark. As soon as shit went south, they blamed Shara. As soon as it's like they never take responsibility for their own fuck ups.
Yep.
Ever.
Justin, take heed. They said they're going to sue Stark. Or yeah, Stark was threatened with a lawsuit. They threatened Silverman with a lawsuit, and
Mhm.
you're going to be next.
Yep.
You guys
The
showed
boss.
text messages that I believe went in front of this judge that showed Bruce and Fleas in the same chat with Shara saying,
Yep.
we're building an anti-what the hell's media
Yes,
ecosystem.
they
Mhm.
So
did.
that means that locks them in together. And you've got Lynette and John in their chats, egging it on, telling people to go listen to their channel.
Yep.
So how do they distance themselves from that? That doesn't make any sense.
Lynette and Crook's own lawyer proves the co-conspiracy of the entire anti-what the hell's ecosystem
Yep.
and tells under oath on the record, actually he's not under oath, but on the record in court, that they're doing it for fame and fortune, that Fleisa is weaponizing the civil protection orders, not us. And he agrees 100%. All of these are violations. Yep, absolutely. Go wrap your mind around, and we're literally sitting there going, she worked for us?
Do we celebrate now? I mean, they can't directly tie us into third-party contact. Exactly.
Yeah,
BBB.
I mean,
Yeah. BBB found Elmo Pimu.
they were in the chat the night before court. LP and JC were still, they have never stopped. They
Nope.
have been there making claims and statements and accusations against Jeremy and George nonstop. Nonstop.
You know, and here's the thing is she had the opportunity while she was in Florida court with Judge Grudge, which got switched over to Judge Davis, to get a protective order against Jeremy, a permanent protective order against Jeremy. And she came in there and dropped the case.
Yeah. Yeah.
She came in there and dropped the case. The judge asked, Judge Davis asked outright, so you're dropping the case? Yes. All right. Well, attorneys, you go and discuss this and figure out the logistics of it. None of what you're talking about in there will be recorded. And go for it. And they resolved it, and they came out. They said the case is being dismissed. We're moving on. And Jeremy said, we're moving on, and was relieved because that temporary restraining order that was in place that kept him from protecting himself or even driving down the road from one property to the other.
Yeah. That's even crazy. Like the fact that he they expected him to avoid driving onto, past, or whatever on the road that he owns majority of the property on.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Watch your
still
mouth.
expect him to be the one to drive and go around. Well, that works both ways. Why aren't LP and JC driving out the opposite way to go around instead of driving past, Tube Town and Jeremy's
Because that's
driveway
not,
and
well,
Tube
that's
going
not what the
out?
protective order is. The protective order is they have to be within 500 feet, which means that if Jeremy is on the road, they are to not get on the road. If they're on their property, then it's only 10 feet.
But Shizzy, are you saying that video in front of Town Hall, the video where
Mm-hmm.
John and Lynette are knowingly looking right at George and into the cameras, that video, do you mean they were violating them too? The
Yep.
one that they were found guilty of, doing, but, they
Oh,
said they had
yes.
reason to be there.
Yeah, and this is why the sheriff's department is going to be in all kinds of trouble over that shit.
Oh, you definitely have to go over that video again because it's a really interesting video, especially when you hear the comment of, yeah, I don't believe these are real papers. I don't believe anything I see.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 This is
Yeah.
and Fleece is the one who paid him?
Yeah, and Fleisa paid him. And we're sitting there going, pound it. Yeah.
Like, is this really happening?
I think he's wanting the judge to say, Mr. Hales, you need to get a
Sleep
protective
well,
order
Jen.
against
Sleep
these other
well.
people.
So
That's
he already
what he's
brought that
hoping.
up. He already brought that up, and I don't think
We didn't mention it.
We didn't mention it probably in today's video, but we filmed that so long ago. He already knows, and the judge knows, that after this hearing, we are filing for civil protection orders against Fleisa, Paint Chips, Vomit, all of them, Deuce. They already know because he brings it up when I'm on the stand. And so I'm shocked they haven't talked about it yet, which means Justin's probably not telling them that it's coming, and he knows it's coming.
You hear that?
Yeah. I think he's already told them. They just don't want to put that word and the verbiage into the atmosphere because they're hoping it wouldn't come true.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And the worst part is because they've already been served before.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for them to avoid service this time.
Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, you could only get away with dodging for so long. I mean, I'm still wondering everybody who sat there and said, "Bring it, serve me. I'm ready. Let's go to court.
And then
Let's
they
go."
ran away.
And they all ran. Everyone who said they were willing to go to court and couldn't wait to get to court,
We
they all
can't wait
ran.
to show Jeremy's behavior. Well, okay, if his behavior is so bad and atrocious, I guarantee you there's a lot of people, me being one of them, would love to see proof of how atrocious and horrible he's been,
Yeah,
because I will cover it. The
right?
only thing is they've never shown any of it. That's why Shizzy was on the side and pausing to comment. Yeah, yeah. Opposite side of the road, but along the road, with the town hall breaking the order. Jeremy Hills was obeying the temporary order from Judge Grudge and did not go to that meeting. Absolutely.
That's right.
But George was allowed to because she was not on that protective order. That was just a protective order against Jeremy. He was the only one that Judge Grudge was holding him up to.
No, and let's not forget that the judge asked and answered over and over. He went over it repeatedly with Lynette the day her temporary restraining order was dismissed, when it was thrown out, end of it.
Hmm.
He asked her, "You know what you're doing? You understand what's happening?" Yes, yes. It wasn't until she got in front of Judge Grove that all of a sudden, "I don't know. My lawyer died. My lawyer died."
Yeah, she's well aware of it. She's been in enough lawsuits. She's been in enough bankruptcies. She knows what she's doing.
Yep, she is the professional of the pro se courts.
And she's been in what? How many bankruptcies in Florida? Two or three,
Something like that. Yeah. I mean,
something like that.
we
Because
have a
I
timeline
think,
that even shows, she's got cases to where, she's, "I'm not a criminal. I've never been arrested. I've got nothing, you know, innocent of everything, nothing, nothing, nothing." But
yep.
we've actually found a felony charge that's gotten argued down in a court down to a misdemeanor. So, yeah.
So then, how was it that BBB was able to get a hold of LMNOP? He reached out to her.
Yep.
He reached
Absolutely.
out to her.
Well, there's an interesting little thing that Rosalind was playing in a recording on Thursday, where
Hmm.
Lynette is calling early on to report Jeremy to the Levy County Sheriff for one of his videos, and they said, "What's his name?" And she goes, "Jeremy Bruce Hales." Bruce. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love Tug and Megan and their comments, and I am here to hear Shizzy's. I'm always watching Shizzy too. Thank you, Disabled Die. I love it. I appreciate you. And Heather May says, true. That's the last sad part, that Jeremy won't see the money recovered that he lost, but the anti-what the hell's ecosystem is stopped. That brings what the hell peace. They're not stopped. I mean, seeing them stopped, she says, if they are stopped. Yes, absolutely. If there's, and Jeremy said this before. I don't care if people want to talk mean about me. That's fine. But whenever you're interrupting my business and going after my business and defaming me, there's where I have a problem.
Yep.
Because it's not about him. It's you're hurting the people that work for him, because you're taking away from their ability to provide for their family, and he's very protective of the people that work for him.
Yeah, he is. Absolutely, he is. As
Mm.
would anybody who's in business, whether he's giving 1099s or people are just volunteering because they like the man. People have either invested time or money, whether it's his, theirs, or the planet's. People have been invested, and they have hurt this man financially through his internet business, through reselling, his reputation, everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have a good rest of your night also, Mr. Landfill. Good to see you.
Good night.
Questioned me about it on the stand, which today's video was about me on the stand, right? I was the first one.
Charlotte was first,
Okay, and then me.
then you.
Okay, so he questioned me about it on the stand, and he knows it's coming in Ohio court, in that court, in front of that judge, on all of them.
So this is a good question, then, I think. Remember, since you dropped that video that was an older video, when Lisa was talking about all of that,
Yeah, he does.
that stuff, leaking it in the chat, was that pretty well spot on as far as like Shara went first, you were on the stand again?
Yeah, she was 100% correct. It was 100% live. It was live updates of what was going on. It was 100% correct, except saying, "Oh, Jeremy's crying and he's lying." Although I might have gotten emotional. I might have teared up. I mean, there's been a couple times while we've been in court where this is very stressful. This impacts our actual lives. This isn't fantasy world. This is real world. And so there are times where, I've teared up, the emotion, you get the anger, the frustration, the lying, but all we do is go in there and present the truth. There's so much evidence. I mean, you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of third-party violations just committed by FLISA alone, not to mention everybody else, right? That Crook and Lynette are now going to be found guilty for, and they are most likely going to do jail time for it.
Yep.
If it goes the way I think it's going to go, it may not. We'll see. But I think we both walked out extremely confident.
Yeah. Well, we walked the first before the continuance a month ago, the first time we walked out feeling pretty confident. And I was the third witness, and then it was Mack and Liar, and then the undersheriff Beecham.
And once they were on the stand,
mind-boggling the way they were answering. And I was telling Jeremy, I was like, these people, they weren't subpoenaed to become a witness. They volunteered to come on. And so maybe God planned it that way so that we could use their testimony in a future.
So Mack and Liar, Beecham, so butt jump, that's going to be used against Levy County Sheriff in a court. And then Deuce today admits he was ambulance chasing. He contacted her first, Lynette, and admits he wrote a motion before he ever represented her.
Yeah. That right there.
Yep.
Oh my. Oh.
Head blown. Yep. I like my head exploded. Like I could feel the blood pressure just rising in my own, and I'm not involved in this. But hearing what we've all speculated and just kind of contemplated that that's probably what's happening, what's going to come out. We're not sure, but it's more than likely. And to have this man go on a stand under oath and finally admit it, like the only thing that's missing is what month and day, Bruce? Was it January of 2024? Was it December 31st of 2023? Or was it February of 2024? Because you were definitely in that background. And when I heard that police call that Rosalind played on Thursday, when she said Jeremy's name, when LP said Jeremy's middle name was Bruce, that's just not a common name that most people would say when you say the initial B. I don't think of Bruce.
No. I mean, my first thought would be what it actually is Brian. I mean, I wouldn't think
Brian or Bill.
Well, no, because it would be a W if it was Bill, because it'd be a William. That's why it's like, no, I just don't. It's not a common name. I mean, if I saw the B, I'd be like, I mean, maybe he has an add one. Got hands turned on or off, turned on or something. Yeah, always have to have ads turned on. It's YouTube. They force it to be turned on.
Yeah, even if you have ad blockers as viewers, you're going to get ads now, no matter if you're paying or not. It's there. It's in the chat. It's in the screen. It's everywhere.
Well, I don't get ads because I have premium.
No, it pops every once in a while, and I notice, like, during holidays, like, because I think we're coming closer to Easter,
Uh,
you got advertisers that are trying to jump in for spring motorcycle insurance. All that stuff is starting to pop.
oh, those bastards.
Yeah.
Listen all the way through. He never disappoints. Oh, yeah. Gotta get, yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Cajun Joe.
It's all on the record. He's done.
And then he tries to
Oh
backpedal.
my God.
And then
I'm
you
sure
have
he
Tina
did.
Haley, who then comes up where she's being sued as well. She hasn't been served yet, but she's being sued as well. And boy, did she ever give us some gifts. And then we wish Felisa was there. Oh my goodness.
That would have been a blessing as well if she
Indeed.
Oh,
Deuce
God, yes.
started screaming and yelling at Eli, and he was getting reprimanded
was
by the
getting
judge.
hostile.
And she's like, "You're a lawyer. You're supposed to know.
How this
You
works.
this is
What was
boy,
he
he was
screaming and yelling about? What was he mad about?
everything."
Life.
So the witnesses were
That's so
myself, George, Shara, McIntyre, Butt Chomp. Then today was
Deuce.
then Tina Haley, Bad Neighbor, and then Crook, and then Lynette.
Lynette was
So
last.
9 total, and boy, they did not disappoint.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Wow.
Where was
Nine.
Lynette's
And they
family?
gave us so much.
That's 9 people that were supposed to get them out of this that they're in, and they just dug themselves in even deeper. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
but what do we hear constantly from Lynette? My family knows I'm innocent. My sister, my daughter. Her daughter was supposed to testify. Her sister was supposed to testify. Where were they? Where were they? Where were her other friends that were supposed to testify?
Yeah, all these people that know she's innocent, they can have proof that she's innocent.
Yeah,
Proof that you're innocent
stacks of it.
would be, and
Stacks.
this is why having this on recorded is why it's so important, because if they wouldn't record it, they would be saying, I was never there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right?
And that's,
Absolutely.
whenever you have video evidence of them doing bad behavior, it's just like, and I've heard Jeremy say in one of these where he was just like, listen, if something gets recorded, we're not going to show anything that isn't the bad behavior. We preserve it for evidence, and we show exactly the bad behavior, so
Yeah.
people can understand exactly what's going on with this situation.
And
And
I'm
that,
sure he hasn't even shown a tenth of it.
no,
We've only seen a peek.
he said he has several terabytes of information. Oh my God. It's just like, oh my,
Mm-mm-mm.
For lawsuits so much against Anti-What the Hell's ecosystem members, even not only
Thank you,
against
Debbie Webb.
themselves. They gave us so much on the record under oath against the others.
What about this judge and her timing? How long does she usually take to make a decision? Is it, a week, 2 weeks, a month? How does she normally rule?
There hasn't really been a pattern.
She takes a while. I
She
can tell you
does take a
that.
while. But with this being
Well, and Missy Lemmerman has all of the information of whenever Bruce got involved with this. She has the timeline for this, and she's been absolutely wonderful with all of this. She's kept very good documentation of timelines on this, because I had some questions about a timeline, and she was very quick to show that to me and prove that I was wrong about my timeline.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be technical about Bruce, I mean, if you go back to Larry Foreman and Legal Vices, like you said, the letters, he was already circulating letters before he was even on paper or in a court being recognized as
Mhm.
her legal attorney. He didn't even have a pro hoc vice. He didn't even know what a pro hoc vice was until somebody said something.
Well, no, he didn't realize that he didn't need it for federal. I mean, he needed Pro Hoc Vitae for federal, but he didn't realize that he didn't have to have a sponsor in Florida. Because if I'm not mistaken, where he's at, you have to have somebody sponsor you, basically an attorney that steps in and vouches for you. And that, because that's what he was doing with Stark.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And
he ran amok with that one too.
as the emails have shown.
Being
As
the third
the
time.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick, as the first document showed that he filed on the Trespass 5 with Stark's name, he got his name wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And fourth time in her courtroom, the hope and the prayer would be that she would make a decision quicker than in the past.
The evidence is so cut and dry, and it speaks for itself. And there's so much. The reality is, how much jail time is there going to be? I mean, that's if you're in the courtroom. Even Justin today, he was just like, he was giving up. Like Deuce, just he had no idea. No, he was not prepared with any. He had no knowledge of what has happened in the past, what they've been found guilty of. What he literally,
because it doesn't. Here's the thing. He should know everything about what got them to this situation in the first place. As an attorney, and I've seen other attorneys have this same issue where they're given a case and they take on a case and they don't familiarize themselves with what the facts are in the case, not what the accusations are or anything like that, not what one side is saying, but what the facts are of the case. X and X happened. These are undisputed facts of the case. For example, they have a protective order. And then looking back, why did they get the protective order? They had a court case on this certain day. What was the testimony given at this case at that certain day? And going back and taking it step by step back, how did we get to this situation and how can we correct the situation from here on out? Because that's what an attorney is supposed to do, is look back at all of the stuff prior and know what was decided on already, what things have already been discussed, what videos have already been brought in. And it's just ridiculous that they never have been able to go. These attorneys haven't gone back and looked at it. Sean Martin may have gone back and looked at it and like, we're just going to try to get this, in a situation where they don't have to spend any jail time or something. Who knows what he was thinking? I mean, because Sean has never talked about the case.
No, and I mean, you look at what's involved, even with Fed. When you look at, you have Bruce who has a lawyer on the case, and you have another defendant who has a lawyer on the case. Those lawyers have never spoken on the case. Um, in a way, you kind of have to look at Bruce too. He kind of disappeared, even if he's probably using a sock account, typing as someone else. He's still involved, but even he shut up to an extent. And, the circus kept rolling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the lawyer should have, even if anything, I get he probably only got paid limited funds for a limited engagement. Maybe he should have checked some police records and pulled some discovery of his own.
He might have.
Then he should have known a little bit ahead of time that there was something more missing than what he may have known.
Who knows? These well, we'll just.
He asked Crook today under oath. He goes, "Have you ever threatened Jeremy Hales with a gun?" Crook goes, "No." And even the judge is like, he already been found guilty of this.
Speaking of the judge, let's go to the Shara testimony that your video is about today. When Shara was testifying, there's a moment where she begins to tell the court that she has heard multiple statements about wanting you dead. Did either of you happen to look at the judge's face during that testimony and get any reaction out of her?
I can recall O'Connor looking at the screen at Shara, but I can't, it's so far away, I can't recall if we didn't talk about it in the video. And so much goes on a daily basis. It's so hard to keep everything in alignment, which is why I had to start legal journaling and keeping everything. But you weren't in there.
I wasn't called in as a witness yet, so I was out in the common area waiting room, so I wasn't able to be.
Five.
He was like, we can't win this. And in his closing arguments, he admits 100% it is all, they are all violations, all the harassment, all the third-party violations from the Anti-Wth ecosystems. And it's all them weaponizing the civil protection orders, using Crook and Lynette as pawns. And he places all the blame on Fleesa, Deuce, Luthman, Paint Chips, Vomit.
Again,
and
the
rest of
YouTube channels that are openly harassing us.
Never once was Megan Fox brought up by Justin. Never once was Tug brought up by Justin. Never once was Shizzy Wiznut, Mr. Cooper, anybody else except Anti-Wth ecosystem.
Did imagine that. Imagine that. Because because the thing is, the protective order is for Jeremy. I don't harass Jeremy. I don't harass George. I do harass Megan because she deserves it. And Rosalind. I do harass Rosalind quite a bit. But yeah, why would my name ever be mentioned as harassing Jeremy? I mean,
I don't know, but Venom, you are trouble.
Yes, she is.
No, you, Venom, are trouble.
Oh, that's right. They confused me with you, didn't they?
Yeah, and Jay.
Oh, it was on live. I missed during the commercials.
I've got a great voice box, don't I? It's a great app.
Yeah.
Did Bruce somehow? Wait, did Bruce blame Megan Fox and yoga though? I'm curious. Did that ever come up in his testimony?
That'd be hilarious.
Well, he mentioned Megan and Shizzy.
He did mention
Of course he did.
He mentioned Larry Foreman, Megan Fox, and he even said
Shizzy Wiznut.
I am trying to picture the look on the judge's face
when that name said. I would have lost it if I was in a courtroom and heard Shizzy Wiznut. What's a Shizzy Wiznut?
Oh my God. I can only imagine the look on Tug. No, they don't name Tug. Tug never gets included in any of this.
Well, you know, he is just an umbrella with a fake Southern accent.
That deletes his videos with his kids in them.
Right.
Oh my God.
I'm still waiting to see if Only Me really had a private investigator. I want to see if Tug really mooned him. Did you hear that stream?
Oh yeah.
You hear Tug. Da, 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 da.
Door
open,
was laughing my ass off. I was working on something, and whenever they were talking about that, I'm like, "What?" And he left his mic on hot, and you hear him just, you hear him just get up and walk out. And he comes back, sits down. Oh shit! I left my mic on.
Oh, mic was on. Oh, that stream was great, especially when he did that, and then he just went right back. Okay, I dare you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring your name up every other stream.
On the record. On the record.
He
That is
said that
did
to
not-
a judge. He
Yes.
said shizzy whiznut to a judge. This
Yes,
man
he
needs to
used
get
those
his head
words.
checked.
That's
But he
Oh,
did not mention that umbrella guy. Sorry, Tug. You
oh
were
no.
not mentioned.
Well, Tug's
yeah.
been written out of season 7, so
Yeah. He mentions me too much. I might monetize him for a week or two too. So he probably hurt his feelings.
He also used the words judge grudge
Yeah,
in the
that's
Oh
on
my
brand.
God.
Oh God. I cannot wait to see these transcripts.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's
This
going
is
to be
going
priceless.
this is going to be awesome. Absolutely awesome to go over these transcripts. Oh, it's better than hearing someone eating chicken skin.
You've got to do this with the Sunday Spice Crew and get Diva with, the Fargo accent to kind of, do the little Ohio bit, and Mo with her voices, and the rest of the oh my gosh. I'm living for it. Absolutely living for it. This has got to be a group reading. I agree with the chat. Group reading.
It would be so good. Oh my God. It's it's
I
just
could see it now. Transcript spice.
transcript spice on Sundays. Will you please have me on? Max, I'm very limited on who I have on. Maybe for something at some point in time. I've closed my circle down really small, Max. Closed it down really small.
That's
Stop it.
amazing.
And boy,
my
let me
God.
tell you, he did not think that Eli knew everything that he had done. We have Eli up to speed on everything in every case. And Eli was on fire. And Deuce just starts crying like a baby. And he's getting yelled at by the judge for his behavior, just like Lynette. Literally just like Lynette. They're two, dare I say, two peas in a pot. They are the same. And he is destroyed today by Eli, as
Oof.
are every other single individual. Eli was on fire. Now, keep in mind, Eli has a 100% winning success rate with us. Literally every contempt charge we have brought to the court, they have been found guilty of 100%.
We should probably also mention that Eli has been accosted by some of these anti-what the hell's media ecosystem people. He has had to put up with some of that in his inbox, and I bet that he feels a little bit personally involved now, which is probably the last thing you want to do to somebody's
Right.
lawyer, is like make the lawyer angry with you, because sometimes lawyers are just like, yeah, it's the job, you got to go to court, whatever. But how much of this for Eli now has become like, I gotta do something about these people?
Very. So I've never seen Eli so mad today after cross-examining John Cook. He came down, he sat down, he goes, we are filing perjury charges, criminal charges against them both tomorrow. It is happening. We have them. He says, we have them on record during the other streams. We are going forward with criminal charges. I'm filing tomorrow. He didn't ask me, can I do it? I went,
Holy
Involved
cow.
now, which
Wow.
This is insane.
Yeah.
Well, Max, having you on with me doesn't give you watch hours. You gotta have your streams up and running. That's where you get your watch hours. Shorts won't do it. Videos will do it, but yeah, being on with me isn't going to give them to him. When it comes to reading the transcripts, it should be Shizzy, Tug, Megan, Venom, Jeremy, George. Oh my God. That would be awesome. It'd be epic.
is probably the last thing you want to do to somebody's
Right.
lawyer, is like make the lawyer angry with you, because sometimes lawyers are just like, yeah, it's the job, you got to go to court, whatever. But how much of this for Eli now has become like, I gotta do something about these people?
Very. So I've never seen Eli so mad today after cross-examining John Cook. He came down, he sat down, he goes, we are filing perjury charges, criminal charges against them both tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's massive.
I mean, they've been committing perjury from the first time she filed a court paper. And
Yeah.
and you know what? She needs to get her hand and wrist slapped by the law, by a court, and told, "Ma'am, you need to stop. It's enough."
Yeah. And hopefully those do come down. And I mean, because that kind of behavior, I mean, if you've got most times attorneys are like, yeah, I'm not gonna do anything with this, it's just it's something, there's no need to chase after that. But if you push it and go and do the kind of behavior that Lynette and Crick have been doing, an attorney will file charges on that, and then hopefully the state's attorney takes them up on it. I mean, because that's what happens. You file that because it's a criminal thing. You file that and you hope that the state's attorney takes it up.
Right.
Um, I mean, he can't prosecute it, but he can file the complaint.
Absolutely. And I mean, when when Levy County finally realizes that this is going to come back to bite them, maybe the sheriff and the undersheriff will go through 100+ police reports. Because boy, I've seen a lot of the police reports. Like I've seen up to 70+, and that
Oh,
that was before even the federal cases were filed from
jeez.
Lynette. And in her own words, filing a false police report, that's against the law. So maybe Levy County will start to dig through those police reports and saying, yep, that's false, that's false, that's false. Yeah, we
I
got a
mean,
problem.
yeah, I mean, but they've been siding with her on all of this stuff.
How long do you think they're going to side if a lawsuit goes up against them?
They'll probably still continue to do it. I don't see their behavior changing. I
Um,
mean, even if the lawsuit goes up against them, what does it serve for them to change their behavior? They'll do the same thing that Owens did. They'll
well,
say we're immune from prosecution. I can guarantee you that's what they will do.
yeah, well, then I would recommend to any residents of Levy County that when a certain sheriff and undersheriff come up for reelection, I would really consider the roles, because if you find yourself on the opposite side of these two,
Mhm.
you are going to have those problems too. And some of those residents have been called on by LP and JC, because I've seen
Mm.
those reports too.
At your wife's accounts for on the spare PC, your vids while I'm at my desk working or watching other vids on your breakdown. Dell 2-in-1 notebook. Oh yeah. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
It is happening. We have them. He says we have them on record during the other streams. We are going forward with criminal charges. I'm filing tomorrow. He didn't ask me, can I do it? I said, I like this new Eli. Let's keep doing this. I was like, I want to see you fired. I was like, you're on fire and I'm in love. I was like, just keep it up. Keep it up. Like
Perfect.
he
Were
goes,
Cook and Preston, were they on the stand for a while, or was
yeah.
it pretty
Oh,
smooth?
yeah. Barely with Justin. Like
Mm.
the smartest thing Sean Martin did when he was representing them, never put them on the
Yeah,
stand.
right.
Yeah, when he was like,
Yes,
nope, we don't have
I
anything to
agree.
say. Nope.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Justin has no clue what he's been thrust into. He is literally completely and totally lost. He's been manipulated and lied to by Fleesa and by others. And he puts them on the stand for maybe 5 minutes, and then Eli rips them apart. All of them. All of them. It was glorious.
Well, and that's why it would have been wonderful to see the flea up there,
Yeah.
because she would have started in on her stuff and they would have said, yeah, you can't, yeah, that doesn't mean anything. But
Oh,
she's been working behind the scenes, emailing Eli constantly, sending not Eli, but the Justin, I think is
Justin.
is
Yeah, and
is
the
their attorney.
courts.
Yeah. That she's been doing that. She's been doing it because she's bragged about it.
Yep,
Yeah, I've
absolutely.
given all the information that they need, and all they have to do is show it. Now, they'll probably, and I can almost guarantee that they'll sit there and they'll blame him for not showing what they sent.
Yeah, right. I mean, all that evidence, all those videos she sent. Yeah, she made it a point to keep saying that the as she put it in her stream, the eve before,
Oh yeah. They were very adamant that they're going to show everything once they get a full story of the kind of behavior that Jeremy's not scared of them. He's you have to understand that they've already been found guilty of violating the protective order. That's not what this hearing was about. This hearing was to see if they continue and if their behavior is escalating and if there's any reason to keep the protective order in place. And they showed overwhelming evidence that that protective order needs to stay in place.
Yep, because
Whenever,
it's not only continuing, it is escalating. And they're
yes,
involving more and more people by their own admission. They
yes.
are.
And they're just like, well, it's because we're in a lawsuit with Germany. No, that doesn't give you the right to break that protective order. But they don't care. That's the problem with them. They don't care.
George,
How many times did Lynette get up and leave or say she had to take care of her child?
this time once, right?
She got muted twice by the judge.
Yeah, today.
Oh my God.
I can imagine.
She got up. She asked for a bathroom break.
The judge said no, so
No
she got
breaks,
up and
but you
just
can get
left.
up and go to the bathroom. And I don't want to share that. Spoiler alert. While Justin was making his closing arguments, she went from Zoom on her screen to her ear hole. You can just see her ear hole.
That's
Not again.
God.
That's
we're having a
again.
flashback to it. Oh, that's
Oh
amazing.
no, we're all gonna be traumatized again.
That's
You can
amazing.
see like her one hoop
That's
earring,
awesome.
another earring, and then just the inside of her ear hole.
You're gonna have to go back to the
Lawyer.
depot, like a where are they now? You know, like how things have changed.
A comparison of ear holes.
I'm curious, why do you think Bruce was original? Like, what was his purpose there before he ends up getting destroyed? Like, what did he think he was going to accomplish today?
I don't know. I feel like he didn't help their case at all.
He destroyed their case today.
Yes.
Destroyed it.
And he made himself look so bad as an attorney. The judge had to reprimand him 2 to 3 times, explaining to him, like, you should know this, you're an attorney.
This is inappropriate behavior. My personal opinion, Deuce has to be there because he has to try and control Lynette and Crook.
Good to see you,
And
Smitty.
Deuce was out of control. And Eli brings up, okay, so you are mandated to a show cause hearing in federal court, and you refuse to show up. You realize he knows everything. And Deuce is going, well, in front of a judge. A judge feels about an attorney doing that to another judge. Oh my goodness. Destroyed them.
He
Did he
did
bring up the
Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh.
Did you hear how he was dressed for court?
Yeah.
I guess that was his Rocky look. Crepe and cheese. Crepe
Mac
and
and
cheese.
cheese. Mac and cheese.
No, it's crap and cheese. Crap and cheese.
No, it's mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. I got another losing streak. Mac and cheese and mac and cheese. I'm losing.
Oh, Shizzy, I'm getting the view of a new video.
I'll sing it just like that too. I'll get the music and then I'll overdub it with my own voice. Mac and cheese, mac and cheese,
Mac and cheese made by crap.
made by crap, mac and cheese. 'Cause I'm a loser, I'm stoned half the day. Mac and cheese.
I eat it
Practicing
every day.
law without a license? Did he bring that up?
Eli did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He admitted it on
I do have a video for Mac and Fleas.
the record. I could not believe. I'm like, how high is he right now? Because this is insanity. I was like, we are giving gift after gift after gift after gift for future litigation. It was wild.
Yeah, Eli brought his credibility down so quick and got him to say on the record that he refused to show up in front of the federal court for the show cause hearing because of fear of being arrested.
Same guy that currently has no less than 12
Jeez.
felony referrals to the Florida State Supreme Court.
So he did admit that it was for fear of being arrested, though. He did say that. Man, that transcript will be fun for Larry, because remember, that's part of that case there. And
you are gonna love it.
Yep.
We're gonna have the transcript soon. Eli's ordering it. We're gonna have it because we need it. Channel 20 in Gainesville is doing a whole story on Levy County Sheriff not following the law, breaking both state and federal law with our civil protection order.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see that. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Perfect timing too.
And then we also need that. Well, there's a lot going on with Deuce, but there's so much in these transcripts that are going to be used in future litigation against all of these freaks and fools and felons.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's wild.
Good.
Yeah. So you were talking earlier about Beecham, the police basically being there. How are they trying to approach all of this?
They're
he's just losing it. He's losing it. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go to the video from the other day. I'm going to follow up on this probably tomorrow, this particular one, but I want to. So if you guys were thinking I was just doing a 2-hour stream, well, guess what? How long before this is covered by Lackluster? Oh, it won't. No, it will be. I don't know, but what I'll do is I'll give you guys the Mac and Fleas song real quick before I switch videos. So enjoy.
Yo, Mac and Fleas. One's a washed up lawsuit with meat sweats. The other's a moldy sympathy sponge with a smoker's rasp. Both talk big, both got zero to back it. Back it, back it, back it. Mac stomping in like he's king of the clowns, flapping them gums like he paid by the sound. Lost a lawsuit to a noodle plate, now he's throwing subpoenas like cheap bait. Big man act, but the shoes don't fit, looking like he sweats gravy when he throw his little fits. Can't take heat, can't stand facts, so he hides behind filings and limp slap attack. Mac and Fleas. 2 scams, 1 stream, begging for bucks in a cracked up scheme. Mac and Fleas. No shame, no teeth, just barn door lies in a GoFundMe. Mac and Fleas. Bitchin' fake pain, Fleas sounding like a cat in a cigarette drain. Mac and Fleas. Truth don't stick, cause they slick talk slow when they grift too quick. Fleas on cam, voice rough as bark, mouth full of air in a sob story arc. Barn door blueprints ain't no bill, just scam that money for a vape and a bill. Said she'd build a fence for the child's protection, but that cash hit snacks in a live collection. Posting like drama's a fashion brand, with a smile full of gum and a trembling hand.
They ain't influencers, they're infection vectors with Wi-Fi. Every time they post, a brain cell dies.
Mac and Fleas. Beg for relief, but never show proof, just grief on repeat. Mac and Fleas. Blubber and block, their version of truth is a TikTok mock. Mac and Fleas. Faking the hurt, pipping sick kids in a live stream skirt. Mac and Fleas. Burning goodwill, selling snake oil with an oxy pill. Mac's got core dreams, a snack cake arm, still flexing like the law don't do harm. He swings them threats like a leaky bat, but forgets the judge can smell the rat. Flea still crying over ancient beef while cashing in on secondhand grief. That rasp ain't trauma, that's a pack a day, and a jawline that slid halfway away.
Mac Fleas, you too are the cautionary tale they tell at barbecues. Don't feed the trolls, they say, especially when they come toothless, broke, and reeking of expired sympathy. cautionary tale they tell at barbecues. Don't feed the trolls, they say, especially when they come toothless, broke, and reeking of expired sympathy.
Bucket.
I love it.
Oh yes, I've had that one. That one is I think on Greenbacks and Griff Tracks.
Your albums are named like the best names ever. Like
Oh,
seriously.
I have so much fun with them. I mean, and of course the one I did with Mo, that one's called what is that one called? That's I think my latest release. It's just 5 songs on there. It's so good.
I played some of your songs for a friend of mine, and she was like, what in the world are you guys writing about? I said, no, not you guys. Someone I know. And she's like, the songs are amazing. She goes, but they're funny as all get out.
I try to be. I try to keep the humor in there. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you have to with what's going on here. Like when Jeremy or any of us have told people about this case, just knowing what I've seen people's looks on when you try to just break it down, you can't. You can't even give a short story of how this happened.
well,
It's
I tried discussing this with my wife, and she's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. She's like, I'm not getting involved in this. This is your YouTube shit. I was like, okay.
oh, this is better than any soap opera or any television series I've ever watched and really liked and rewatched and rewatched. Like it's just going and going. And it's like now it's getting to the point of when is it gonna stop? But some of
Yeah,
the
I
stuff
mean,
that's come out of it has been good.
I'm just waiting for them to figure out that JR is still alive. That's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was not his brother.
Let's get into this one because this one is crazy.
Not only did Lynette and Crook get destroyed in Ohio court today,
and this is the first video of them back, what was it, December of last year, and then they had a continuance, and that
Yeah.
continuance was this year.
but so did the Levy County Sheriff, particularly McIntyre and Butt Chump, Brett Beecham. It was a long day in Ohio court, and George, you spent hours out in the hallway before you were called as a witness.
Yes, I did. I didn't get called in until after lunch break.
Yeah. Well, there was other people as well. It was an intense day. But you know what I think odd? Fleesa pulled a no-show.
Oh, yeah.
She put a no-show physically on Zoom, probably because she doesn't want the planet to know what she looks like.
Yeah.
But
that's probably a big reason why, because they would force her to be on camera. They don't. They're just like, no, you're going to be on camera. If you can't be on camera, then you're going to have to be here in person.
They did point out Lynette walking around the camper, the new camper, with her phone during the court hearing.
Oh yeah.
Imagine what that's going to do in bankruptcy.
Probably nothing. I mean, she is allowed to have a place to live, but she's going to have to report that. But you know why she thinks she's not going to have to report that?
She thinks everything, well, it's all John's.
Well, yeah. Even though
Only
she
her
did,
name's on the loan.
no, it's probably all John's name on the list.
No, from what I understand and what she told the bankruptcy court and what was on the last filing, she's on the loan.
Well,
By her
we'll
own
see.
admission, she had to co-sign for him.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh.
I wonder whenever they gave her the loan if they knew that she was in bankruptcy.
They had to have, and if they didn't, like, it's a high finance company, so it's somebody that definitely chases people that can't afford it in hopes that they can't make the payments and they get the property and the money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but usually they won't even give you a loan if you have bankruptcy. I mean, that your credit is pretty much shot because
Actually, now that you brought that up, I think she may have been in between filings where it wasn't quite official yet.
oh, yeah. Yeah, but that would also be lying.
Oh, from Lynette, never.
She never lies. She
She
tells the truth
stands on
all
her.
the time. So if she tells the truth all the time, was she telling the truth whenever she made those statements about John Cook and, his perversion? It, or is she lying now, or
Yeah,
she doesn't lie? So is that true, Lynette? That there was
yeah,
that?
right. Yeah,
Is it true that the behavior that Felisa did is all this information true that you keep saying is true? I don't know. I mean, she it's hard to keep track of all the truths that she tells.
yeah. Well, she told Tug one story and then immediately,
Said
I
I never
never
talked to
talked
him.
to Tug.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and you saw how quickly that got debunked because
Yeah,
I reached out to Tug and I said, "Hey, can I have that audio? I'm going to update the audio so that way everything equalizes out a little bit better. So it won't be the original audio. He still has all of that. He has all of the audio from yeah, and from what I understand, there was more than one conversation. That was just one of the conversations
yeah.
that they
And,
had.
according to Sovereign Spin, you know, uh, Tina, the good Tina, recorded LP, and LP has a email that we haven't seen where she emailed her and told her you could never ever record me. You're not allowed to ever record me. But the story goes, Tina recorded LP and then took that recording and then played it for Tug, and then Tug recorded it, and then he asked the questions and made another recording to have his questions sound like he was talking to Lynette. So it's a recording of the recording of the recording, like the bench.
Huh? Uh,
Yeah.
no. Well, I can assure you that Tug has proof that she was talking to him. So I dare them to try to bring that up in court. I do. I honestly say go ahead.
Yep.
Bring that, try to play that bullshit off in court. Go for it.
Yep.
And
Just like
like I had someone in one of the posts on that video that I released, how do we know this isn't AI? I was just like, fuck around and find out.
yep. I,
I
I
mean,
was just going to make that point. They've said stuff is AI. Messages have been
go
uh,
ahead.
created. Everything is made up. The posts aren't
Sure.
real, the voices aren't real, the
Sure.
recordings aren't real.
Just wait until it gets into court.
Yep,
Because
exactly.
I guarantee you that there's going to be metadata on that. I don't have the I can tell you that mine has been enhanced on the audio, but I'm just showing you what the audio is. If you want to hear the full audio, well, go ahead. Keep pushing
Yep,
it.
exactly.
Say that it doesn't exist. All that stuff gets handed over to the courts. Guess what? Whenever it gets handed over to the courts, we'll let the courts decide.
Yeah, just like LP has also claimed that she lost all her evidence and proof because she turned it over to her PR team.
Uh-huh. But they managed to have it in this court case.
Yeah, isn't that wild? Just like all her pictures disappeared, she has nothing from years ago or
Mhm.
back in Northport, and then posted along with a cowhide. how she could afford a cowhide tablecloth or whatever she was claiming it was with a newborn picture of a child
Yeah.
that, was lost on a device that was broken, that don't work, or she
Mhm.
deleted during a deposition.
Yeah, yeah, a picture of the newborn child, huh, that all
Yeah,
of a sudden, "Well, I don't have access to these devices anymore." And guess what?
bingo.
You have access to those devices because there is the proof of it.
Yeah, she posted
Oh,
several times. My devices, I'm trying to get them charged, and I've got 3 devices that aren't working that I'm trying to get them fixed and working so I could show you all my proof. And that was during the great bus run of, the LP Flea.
mm, mm.
Yep.
Oh, and it's amazing how fast all their story changed. And it will constantly change. They can't. Yeah, good to see you hereafter. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, the lies will continue. Yeah, that is the famous Venom up there. Fantastic. Love her opinions. Yes, we love her opinions too.
Thank you.
Usually I do that and she gives me a back rub. I mean, it only hurts for a short period of time, but
I filed my nails. I filed them.
well, it's the teeth that I think hurt
Well,
more.
I gotta get a little nibble here and there.
Well, yeah, and I could use a little, weight loss, so I guess that helps.
Forget Ozempic, try Venom.
Try Venom.
He would have to
It's
show
interesting that she was able to broadcast play by play on a live stream.
Oh, Bonehead. That's going to come up as well. But we should probably start from the beginning.
Okay. Yes, let's start from the beginning. You definitely did not show up in that shirt.
No, I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. I wanted to wear the Cleveland Indians hoodie, but
That would have offended Deuce.
yes, his little fifis. So it was so
Our little
cold.
fifis.
I drop you off at the courthouse, and then I go find parking.
Yes.
And as I'm coming into the courthouse, Lynette and Crook's attorney, Justin, is coming in as well. And he's in front of me in the metal detector with the bailiffs, the deputies, and he asked them, where do I go for civil protection orders? And they guide him the wrong way. So they say, oh, to the left. Well, you and I know that's where you go if you file an order, because we've been there multiple times.
Right. You go there to file the petition.
But the courthouse is up to the right on the second floor. So their attorney doesn't even know where he's going. He doesn't even remember from the last time. And I said, listen, you don't go over there. Just follow me. You're going to get on the elevator. We're going to go to the second floor. I said, do you want me to wait for you? He goes, no, it's okay. I said, I'm just going to wait for you, and I'll take you to exactly where you need to go.
Well, and I think that Jeremy is that type of person that he's just willing to, help out anybody that he sees as a need. It doesn't matter if they're opposing counsel. Now, if it was Deuce, he would probably just ignore him.
Yeah. Well, he even said, even with Silverman early on, that they shook hands after they left the courthouse with the temporary order.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think he is this abrasive person unless, if you're going to push someone, the saying, if you poke the bear is going to bite.
Oh yeah, and it will. I mean,
Yeah.
he's like I said, any interaction I've had, Jeremy seems to be very humble, but also very knowledgeable about how his business operates. He's very aware of his behavior. And sometimes he does get angry. He is a human, It's not like he's some superhero that can, hold back the anger whenever somebody does something really bad.
Yeah.
That anger's gonna flare. And he admits it. He's just like, yeah, I mean, it's something I'm constantly working on. And I'm You know, I'm not perfect.
$500,000 says, yeah, he's got a lot to be angry for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to be very clear. Their attorney is doing the job that he's hired for. He hasn't done anything unethical.
No.
Hasn't done anything illegal like Deuce and like all the others.
Stark.
Yeah. So the attorney is just hired to defend, and you're going to find it interesting, his defense, without a doubt, because he has no clue what he's gotten himself into. None.
No, but he's getting paid well.
Yeah, well, he is getting paid well.
Definitely getting paid well. I do have to say, out of all the attorneys that she has acquired, not with her own funds, by the way, he's probably the most polite.
Professional, too.
Yes, very professional.
Yeah, professional.
Dresses very nice.
We can appreciate that.
Yeah.
We can appreciate that. So we do go, and I take him
trying to
the
find
courtroom,
something nice
and then
about him.
George
Dresses
meets
nice.
myself and our lawyer as well. And George has to stay outside of the courtroom. Now, this is going to be very heavy, Jeremy, because George isn't allowed in as a witness until she's called as a witness.
Correct. I have to wait out into the. I have to wait in the lobby area until it's my turn to be called in as a witness to testify.
So imagine this. Hey, Aaron, after thank you for a glass of wine. Enjoy. I will. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. I will definitely enjoy a nice beverage. I don't have any wine handy, but I will have a glass of wine later. That's how I will do that. This is very interesting because if you remember that Lisa was giving live updates at this point in time where George is sequestered is what they call it. She's not allowed to be in there to hear what other witnesses are saying. But yet she's giving live updates at this point in time. This exact moment that Jeremy is taking the stand, she's talking about what Lynette is wearing. She's talking about what Jeremy is saying. She's talking about all of it.
Yep.
Imagine how that's going to look in any other court case that she's involved in.
Absolutely.
Because if she's saying that she wasn't there and she has no idea what was going on, then how would she be able to describe what was happening at any point in time? So she's lying if she knows anything about what was said, what people looked like, or what they were doing, because there is no way possible for her to have been there, seen it, heard it, done it. So either she's lying about being there, making things up about being there, and she's a complete liar, or she should show proof that she actually knew what was going on, which I doubt she has any proof of her knowing anything that was going on. She was making shit up. So she's a complete liar that she knows anything about what was happening.
And so we arrive at about 8:45.
Yeah, 8:40.
Court starts at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And then at an employee walks her attorney into the courtroom. But you, myself, and our attorney were all in the waiting area. And at 9:02, the judge sticks her head out. She goes, "Are you guys ready?" So then at 9:02, you guys go in.
All right, so I go in, and immediately the judge brings up Zoom, and Deuce is on Zoom. Deuce is there to be a witness, which you would expect anyway. But this guy's in so much trouble, he's literally going to get himself in more trouble on the record. I can't wait, right?
What is he thinking? Why would he even agree to be a witness?
Let's go to what he's wearing. He is wearing a nasty hoodie, a beanie cap. He doesn't look professional at all. As a matter of fact, he looks like a homeless rug addict. And honestly, that's what he looks like. He looks absolutely pathetic. Shara is on Zoom in the back behind the scenes as well, and Shara Wolf is the first witness that is called. And Tina Haley, the individual who is now being sued for selling us the property, the 70 acres, illegally with known encroachments. And there's a dispute on the other property boundary as well. She's being sued for that too. So the judge says, Tina Haley, identify yourself or you're going to be removed. Tina never identifies herself. The judge puts her in the waiting room in the back room, and she is addressed later. And Lynette pops up and she goes, that's Tina. She's a witness. I'm telling her right now. Now, what do you notice about Lynette on every court hearing thus far? She's on Zoom on a phone. How's Lynette telling Tina to identify herself when she's on her phone in Zoom?
Yep.
2 phones.
Well, there is that possibility, unless she's got a computer. She could have a computer, but more than likely it's going to show that it was you think Cook.
Well, they have their free devices. They've got the. I
They're
look
paid
at the
devices.
deposition. She
Yeah.
was on a device that she was staring at, as well as her phone, and then holding another device. So she had 3 devices for the deposition. Imagine what she has now.
Well, and
Like,
well, I
oh,
mean, or she could have been on the tablet, whatever it is, it still means that she has more than one device.
well, I think another important point is when you're in a court, what's the first thing they tell you you can't have? Especially have on
No
during
other
a court
recording,
hearing.
no other recording devices.
Imagine that.
Yeah,
And
you're not
she's
supposed.
using the phone like she did with Grudge Judge to text while she's in court.
Yeah, and so the fleet doesn't know anything about what was going on there. If she does, she would have to show the proof that that's true, because until she shows any proof that that's true, then she's a liar. She doesn't know what was going on. She
Well,
doesn't
not
know
only that, but
who was
Shizzy,
doing what.
if she was online giving play by play like everybody said she was, and I mean, I've seen screenshots where if that really happened and if she was at 100% getting that information that day, Ray's stream, that timeline, it's on the internet. As she's typing, that is all, like you said, the meta, the internet's forever.
Oh yeah.
It's there.
Yeah. So either she's lying now or she's lying then. One of the two. Which one is it?
Yeah.
She's clearly a liar. JC never showed up on Zoom. Through Zoom. Oh, at some point he did. At some point he did. Just not during this part of it. LP uses HG as both a sword and a shield. Absolutely, Glory Bird.
Yeah.
And she always has, and she always will. And same way with the fleas, same way with Bubbles. All of them will use that child.
Oh, but we're all accused of using that child. We're not using that child's picture. We're not using that child's name. And they keep saying we have no right to talk about that child. Why do we keep referencing the child?
Because they're using the child.
Mother made that child public. That mother has put that child before her birth, was all over the internet speaking about everything. She puts everything out on the internet. She put that child in the position. She put that child on a lawsuit that she defaulted on.
Yep. Yep, she did.
One is constantly giving updates to Fleesa. Fleesa is talking about this live in Bonehead's chat. This does come up in court, and this is going to even come up further down the road in Ohio court. We'll get there. So from the get-go, Lynette is on one phone on Zoom, and on another, she's texting and communicating with people. Which, I will state as well, Justin, her attorney, is getting constant text messages as well, and I'm watching him literally read them from, I'm guessing, Deuce.
That would be my guess as well.
Okay, so Judge then states, listen, everybody is going to go into the waiting room, and she places everyone into the waiting room. By the way, there's more witnesses. Oh, there is more witnesses, and it's hilarious, and they get wrecked.
I love it.
Wait, hold on a second. Did Cook identify himself?
No, never.
So he's nowhere to be seen.
Well, he's not the only one, because Lynette literally gets up and leaves and gets in trouble with the judge. But I'm going to get to that.
So at that hearing, John never showed up. At the next hearing, the last one that they were in, they showed up in.
Yeah.
Because
but you have to wonder, where was John?
I don't know, because he wasn't taking care of the kid, apparently.
No, because she's always, like it's been pointed out by Megan and Tug and Jeremy and George, she's always saying she's got to take care of her child. My child.
And I'm going to do something really quick, because, well, it's important that I do this, just so everybody understands that
Everything shown on this stream is either publicly available material, content that was previously posted by the original source, or my own protected commentary and opinion. Any documents, screenshots, or excerpts are redacted and displayed in compliance with YouTube's community guidelines.
This stream is for documentation, criticism, analysis, and public discussion. It is most explicitly not for harassment, not exploitation, and not arousal. I did not hack anything, intercept anything, steal anything, or sneak around like a raccoon in a dumpster. Everything here was lawfully obtained or sourced with consent.
This is also not cyberstalking for the mental midgets out there, meaning repeated targeted behavior toward a specific person, and that would cause a reasonable person substantial emotional distress and serves no legitimate purpose. Commentary, criticism, documentation, and discussion of public material with a legitimate purpose do not meet that standard, no matter how pissed off it makes you.
Being offended isn't a cause of action. Being uncomfortable isn't a crime. Making bad choices and then being shocked by the results is a personal journey, not a legal violation. Hurt feelings aren't illegal. Embarrassment isn't illegal. Consequences are not harassment. And your own behavior making you look bad because of your own choices is tragically 100% legal. Deal with it.
Hey, don't know the difference between a fact and an opinion, and you're already rage typing in all caps. This may not be the stream for you. And if any of this is genuinely making you spiral and you are in the need of a voice on the other end, pick up the phone. In the US, you can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline for immediate support. Viewer discretion is advised.
How did you get Lipsy?
No, that's monkey butts. That's monkey butts. That's not lips. That's monkey butts.
It could be her twin.
No relation whatsoever.
Okay. Monkey Butts is very, very gorgeous. And you're right. Lipsy has some, she needs some work.
I was messing with Jay today. It's like talking about the loose tooth.
The tooth.
That is a we call that a circumcision tool. A circumciser. It's called not an incisor, but a circumciser for a little bit of getting rid of a little bit of extra flesh.
Oh gosh,
so bad.
No.
Lynette starts talking to somebody. Judge tells her, mute yourself. With authority, with conviction, with loudness. The judge is not having this Lynette garbage. Lynette has gold. What do you call this makeup that goes here?
Lizard green.
Okay, was it lizard
It's
green?
like
I'm calling
lizard
it
green eyeshadow.
All right,
I wish
this
I
whole
could
thing
have
is
seen
lizard
her.
green. It's sick.
I'm just picturing us. Oh my god. Oh, and you know, I don't know. That's I'm staying out of that kind of stuff. I would say that there will be people that look into it. I'm not calling on anybody to do that. If you want to, that is on you. I'm
Yep.
staying out of that crap. No work needed. She has duct tape. They got it finishing before that came on stream. Yes.
It was the blue tape, not the duct tape. Blue tape.
No, blue tape would skin. It's like your kryptonite. You keep blue tape on you, it scares them off because they're afraid of touching it. The
Oh,
the tooth is on fire. No work needed. She has duct tape. LP
we
had
don't
blue.
need no toofuses.
LP had blue buckets sparkle on her eyes. That's what happened when you simply wanted to do your toilet. Oh my God. See, when I worked at a marina, and we had a shit pump. Basically is what it was. Is you could pull up and houseboats and you could empty out into this tank. Now the we called it the shit boat, but you could not smell anything because it was all enclosed inside of it. And then we would fill it up. We'd go and empty that out, and it was because it took much more for like a houseboat these big houseboats to pull out and go and empty it out than it was to pay us just to show up and do it. And I think I only worked like 3 or 4 times, and it was so funny because he was like, yeah, that stuff right there, it's got this chemical in there that turns it like this bright fucking blue. And if you ever get it on your hands, it does not come off until you lose that skin. It's a hardcore dye. I was like, oh God, that's crazy. So I was always careful to make sure I never got anywhere near that shit.
I
Literally.
really hope Lynette was using eyeshadow and not the resin pigment.
Oh, you mean that they make the peens out of?
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe that's what they do with those things. They just that's like their eyeshadow sticks.
it's an eyeshadow stick, a lipstick, a blush. You know, it's the handy applicator. It does everything.
Just rub that thing all over your face.
I mean, Jeremy described it as like a bluish, goldish green, whatever. Like there was more than one color, he said, in this eyeshadow. I'm just picturing, that chameleon resin pigment.
Well, I mean, she as a former stripper, she knows how to do makeup, I'm sure.
Oh,
She has rings up every single finger on both hands, bracelets down every single arm, and she's wearing her cross. Her cross. Now, that's important. That comes up later in court. So
Lord
we'll get
Jesus.
there. We'll get there. And she looks so gaudy. She's got a black shirt, short black shirt. I've never seen this shirt before. It looks so gaudy. Not ready for court.
Like emu. What are the kids calling it?
Elemental
Dolph.
emu. Elemental Pimu is what the people are calling her. Elemental Pimu. Oh, I am going to have to write a new song now. Elemental Pimu.
Yes.
These days
George.
when someone is just like emu, dark makeup, dark hair, dark clothing, satanic, like demonic. That's her vibe. That's definitely her vibe.
Yeah.
Just George, the way you said that was so perfect. It was just sort of like, she just doesn't. It was like she just doesn't look impressed by the way that she was. She's
No,
just like,
not at all.
nope, nope. Like, ah,
They just missed what color her hair was this court date. Like, we've had different color hairs. Like, I mean, if we're gonna get the full court date update, George, Jeremy, we need the hair color too.
the only thing missing is the guess what facial thing. That is so true. Oh. Well, she does work a straw from what I understand.
Oh,
I've seen her do that too, and I'm just like, oh my God.
save the straw. Hashtag save the straw.
Yes, Missy Sparkles, we know it's emo. Emo is even better. I'm just like, I mean, it would go to show, because emos are basically a big chicken. Lisa's looking at her going, you look so good today. Put a little makeup on.
Oh, this
Dress
is
it
bad.
up
I'm
for me.
picturing an emu walking around going with the head bobbing back and forth like a chicken and going, John!
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 Wait now.
And then pecking in the blue bucket.
Lisa going, I'm hungry. Can I just take a little piece of your skin? I'll light it up myself and eat it. If I can keep it away from Cabby, where she's over there, hitting the damn bong.
Okay, put the bong down.
Jesus, man. Oh.
Yeah. Judge says we're on the record. We're here for 4 cases today. I want to do it in one hearing. 4 cases, 2 against Lynette and
Yes,
2 against Crook. 1 for extension of the civil protection orders on both of them. 1 for contempt of courts on both of them. And we're going to do everything in one hearing. Okay? And Eli says, yeah, we're prepped. We're ready to go. 1 hearing, and we will also be submitting for all our legal fees as well. And he states, I have 44 hours in this already times, what does he charge us? 300 something? So 44 hours times 300 and something. That's what Lynette and Crook are liable.
Yeah, you're looking at about 16,000.
Yep.
You just let that sink into you. If he asks for attorney's fees, 16 could be close to 20.
Yeah, and then add in the attorney fees and
No, I'm just saying that's in attorney's fees. If it's 44 hours, he's working at what, 300, 310, 315 or whatever an hour.
yeah, and then add in Florida's attorney's fees for Randy.
Well,
those
I'm
fines
just
and
talking about
sanctions.
this particular case, because so for Randy to get attorney's fees, he has to win. Okay.
Well, we're waiting for the bankruptcy for Grobe to assess the number on the sanctions and
Oh yeah, and how many hours were put into that? And
yeah.
I think Randy charges more than the $300 an
Oh,
hour.
I think so. But I gotta say, Marla is very up to date on law, because she had said that, in a bankruptcy, this is Marla talking, that you can't write off judgments if somebody commits or is found guilty of an intentional criminal action. Oh, thank you, Marla. Because, yeah, I think what's happening here, yeah, I think that falls into the category of not dischargeable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
just when you think they haven't learned something, you've got Martha who proves that she's learning something.
And what may happen in this Ohio case is that may end up going to bankruptcy also. Like, it'll just be added into it.
Well, I
Or
think
they
that's why she's claiming Jeremy overall as a creditor.
Oh, she
But
has to. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, if she owed him $5, it wouldn't matter. He would be considered a creditor. And of course, Jeremy has filed another supplement into that lawsuit. And we went over that partially,
yeah.
which is, showing their behavior, and I'm sure there's more that'll be coming.
Ugh.
And the kind of stuff, see, it's really simple. And I don't think that they've figured this out yet. If you want this kind of stuff to not happen, don't start shit like this with people.
Yeah.
Whenever they sent you that cease and desist, it was like, we're giving you the courtesy of saying, please stop behaving in a certain way. We're
And they
going about
doubled
this
down.
a legal way, and we're trying to get you to, we're not trying to stop you from speaking. You can speak all you want to. What we're saying is what you're doing is causing X, Y, and Z problems. Stop doing these specific things. They were very specific on that cease and desist. They didn't listen. They said, ha, 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 we're going to do this anyway. And whenever they did that, Jeremy filed his lawsuit.
Yeah, I mean, it would be in her best interest with everything that's happened up to this point. Her and John should just sign off, stop communicating with those parties that have put them in this
This
situation
bond. Yeah.
worse than what they put themselves in. Because if they would have, even if we know they didn't listen to the cease and desist, their case would have been over and done with in Florida already. Over and done with.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They would have gotten their judgment. It would be over with if they would have just finished out Fed 1, and Fed 2 could have continued on with the way that it was going. And if, if the judge's recommendation stands, which, there's always, and I've said this before on my streams, is whenever a magistrate comes in and makes a recommendation, a district judge usually will take what that recommendation is, unless you can provide overwhelming evidence of otherwise why they shouldn't. Then more than likely it will stand, but they have to make the argument. And
Right.
that's what they did. So whenever they made that argument, whether the judge and also asking the judge to recuse himself doesn't always work well. If they would have done it early on, it might have gone over a little bit better. But there is a possibility that the judge will look at this and say, yeah, that seems like, that this is just because they lost this case, and dismiss that also. I don't know how the judge is going to rule, because the judge could come back and say, no, this is not a shotgun pleading. They're providing proof of my judge not, that he has been, partial to one party over the other. And, this should go to trial because I think that they have a valid case in this. I don't know how the judge is going to rule.
Yeah. No,
You know,
well, no one does.
I'm not the judge. The judge could be looking at it tonight going, oh God, these fucking people again. God. And just make a ruling. Or he might have one of his staff attorneys or whatever, his law clerk, writing out the order for one way or the other. I don't know, because I'm not a party to any of this shit. I'm not a judge. I'm not even an attorney. I'm just an idiot on the internet.
Yep.
Yes, I knew this for some reason. She didn't, and her counselor at the farm told her to stop hugging them, and she came home and couldn't believe that I would send her to a place where there's lice. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just when you think, and even with this, he's already said, and he's put his foot down, that even if the judge signs off on the magistrate's recommendation, he's going to appeal it. And then he said, even if the appeal loses, then he's going to file individually. Like, he's stated from the day he started warning them,
Yes.
don't go there, or I'm going to do A, B, and C. Well,
Yes.
he's at A. B is coming. C will follow.
Yes. And I mean, one thing about Jeremy, I, from my observation, he does not like to lose. He
No.
doesn't like to lose money for his businesses. He doesn't like to lose in lawsuits, law cases. He took an L on allowing that case to be dismissed
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he could have pushed for attorney's fees. There is so much that he could have done in that case that he didn't do because he thought, okay, their shit's done and over with. We've got another lawsuit that we're going to be bringing. No time for this bullshit. And whenever these idiots are sitting there going, well, he's gonna file a frivolous lawsuit. He's filing frivolous lawsuits like vomit over there. No, that's not a frivolous lawsuit. If you would have been filing it pro se, then they could have got it written off as a frivolous lawsuit. See, Lips, she filed her stuff pro se. Even if she got an attorney later, it doesn't matter. She still filed it pro se. She falls under litigious litigant.
Yeah, I was just going to say, she actually did a show with them bragging that she likes to file cases and then withdraw them, just so if people go to look up people, their name is on file for a lawsuit or wherever it's publicized, that people are going to find out. At one point, they were threatened with a lawsuit. It was filed, and she let them out.
Mm-hmm. And the way she words those is to make it seem like it was a mutual agreement. That's what she did on the first part of it. Because if an attorney looks at it, they're just going, oh, there was an agreement that this lawsuit was being dropped, which means that there was a communication between the parties and an agreement that the lawsuit would be dropped. There was some sort of settlement. That's how it looks on legal paper. Like if an attorney looks at it, they think, oh, well, this was a mutual agreement.
Yeah.
And then whenever Randy, on behalf of Jeremy, filed a response to that on the second part, whenever she brought it back up again and wanted to continue on, that's why he was so quick to jump on it and make sure that, yes, we're accepting service, because then it started the clock ticking. And she knew the clock was ticking, that if she backed out, that there was going to be consequences.
Right.
If she did not back out of that lawsuit, there would be consequences for it. And Jeremy was very clear that if you want to play this game, we're going to see it through to the end. That lawsuit right now is still sitting there on the docket,
Yeah.
waiting
And
for
then
the
you've
next
got
filing.
Megan and Tug too. Oof.
Yeah.
I mean, attorneys, I would have never thought in my wildest dreams. I know very little about the law, and anything that I've seen or heard is based off of what I've seen and heard. It's not personal knowledge or anything I studied for, but I don't know attorneys that would jump onto the internet and say and do the things that they're doing that leaves such damaging evidence. Like, wow.
Yeah. I saw that Mama Shaw's daughter got volunteered at animal rescue, was hugging the emus, and found out they had lice. Yeah, most animals do.
Yeah, I mean, petting zoos, that's the best place to go if you want to catch lice.
No, just go walk with my grandfather. Well, he's passed long since, but I used to have to come home and get checked for lice and chiggers. Oh my God, chiggers! Ooh. Here's some advice. If you ever get chiggers, and you know what these are, use nail polish on it. You put nail polish over where the chigger went, and it suffocates them, and they will not the itching will stop pretty soon thereafter. It burns for a little bit, but yeah, nail polish, it's perfect. I've watched Jeremy since the beginning of this, and it's a shame he had to close himself off so much. They have taken more than they know. Well, yes, because he did a big get together, the half milled grill. He did so much. Yes, clear nail polish. Yes, absolutely, Mama Shauna. Um, he did half milled grill, which was people were invited. That's what really set Lynette off, and it's made him very hesitant about doing other things. Doing the Christmas in the Creek, those kinds of things has made it really difficult for him to do
Yeah,
things that was
something he
giving.
loved doing.
Yes, because he enjoys, and you can tell that he is so happy to give back to the community on a regular basis, and that's what made his channel grow so much. Is his caring and giving back to the community. Whether you think he's bombastic, it doesn't matter. He still gave back to his community.
Yeah, go back and watch anybody who didn't see Christmas in the Creek. He would, even though he had a schoolhouse full of gifts for children, he was still running around through the lines handing out cash gift cards for, Visa gift cards for you name it, he had it. uh, Money, giving money out as well as gift cards to people that were just standing in line waiting to get in, that were standing in the rain. It was like on top of the thousands upon thousands that he spent on picking up stuff for children, he was still going into extra funds out of his pocket and out of the goodness of his own heart of wanting to give during a season where a lot of families find it hard to give, and
Yeah.
giving them just that little bit extra. And people, again, took gifts from that party and dropped it off. Plus, the LP's family sent gifts. So that child absolutely had a Christmas that year and the year before.
Well, and had this I had all this crap not happen. I know of someone personally that wanted to go to the next Christmas in the Creek. Like they actually were like, come hell or high water, I think I want to do this because I want to go and support, because I think this is a really good thing that he's doing. And because of all the crap that happened, they backed out and were just like, nope, I'm not getting involved with this shit.
No, I mean,
Because
other creators were sending candy. They were sending stuff to be handed out to kids. Like, it was amazing to
yeah,
watch the community just get together and whatever they chipped in on top of what he did out of his own. Like, I was floored. I was absolutely floored by it. It was something to see. And it's a shame that he may not do it again because of all of this.
yeah, I mean, he spent $30,000 out of his own pocket. Exactly. And that got eliminated. Just think about his employees, any sort of bonus that got eliminated. Anything that he was going to do to update a computer or software, anything like that. This is all overhead that people aren't even thinking about, that they have to find ways to make that income. They've had to branch out to start other businesses because of the behavior of all of these. I'm just going to call them fuckers because that's what they are. They're just fuckers, and they've created so much shit. that it's made it impossible for him to continue doing the things that he was doing. He has to find other ways to generate income so he can at least keep paying his employees.
Yeah. I mean, they have turned anything he could have done or was willing to do for that town. They've absolutely put a stop to it at the start of it, and 100% based off of the county, the police, the assistant state's attorney, everything in whole have absolutely halted anything he was willing to do. This man was willing to pay for stuff the town wanted and needed, and yeah,
Yeah.
now it's like you get my taxes and whatever I have to pay in bills. Be happy.
Yeah. Gifted. I mean, ask MG about it. Is one of Brandon County suggests start the. Oh, you know what? I haven't done this month.
What?
I'll do that here in a second. It'll happen. You'll see.
So far, it ain't over yet.
New year, new rates.
So, her attorney says, yeah, I've got absolutely no objection to that. Let's consolidate everything. Let's get it all done. And Lynette then gets up and leaves. Literally, ups and leaves, like this. Okay.
We all know that the woman does not have proper etiquette. She does not have manners. Is it shocking? Does it surprise you?
Should I come back?
At this point, with her, nothing is surprising, right?
Is this a court case? Should I come back? On the record, Lynette gets up and leaves. And not only that, Lynette continues to get up, and she's yelled at because she's doing this with her phone the entire time.
This is great.
So,
yes.
Eli, our lawyer, who, let me tell you, was on fire. Guy was on fire. I think I witnessed him at his prime today, at the top, at his best. As a matter of fact, even after the hearing, Justin came up to me and he goes, "You got yourself a killer lawyer. He was so good today." And I went, "Yeah, he is really, really good." I'll get back to all that. I'm getting too far in advance. So Eli opens up opening statements and states that everything is just escalated to new heights that nobody could have ever even foreseen this. Now, that's because of Lynette, that's because of Crook, Deuce, creating the Anti-Wth ecosystem, which is a huge part of this actual hearing. And Judge then interrupts Eli and says to Lynette, "Sit down, you are in a courtroom." And she goes to then say, "I would say this to anybody who is in my courtroom here right now. You are to remain seated. You are in court." Who has to be told this?
No problem, Denise.
Was that a rhtorical question, or can I answer?
Yeah, it was rhetorical.
Oh, okay.
Lynette then goes, "Thanks, Jeremy."
George is so killer. Is that a rhetorical question? My pause game is still good. Always good at the pause game. Oh my God. You know about that? Thanks for those wonderful gifted memberships. Yes, I always try to get those in there, usually at the beginning of the month. Man. And here we are like 8 days in before I remember because, well, bad. And it just deserves it.
Yeah, it does. And besides, you got to be bad to be good.
Because everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balderdash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuggery. Ah, yes. Yes. I do have the great pause face. But, this is the thing is like, he's done, it's like the amount of argument that they give on all this stuff is just crazy. you know,
I have to take care of my daughter. Right? Ridiculous.
Yes, we know how she acts.
Not her daughter.
So Eli is in his opening
I'm telling
statements.
you, that's going to be
Justin,
awesome.
Lynette Crook's lawyer, says, you know what? I'll just waive. I'll waive my opening statements. Doesn't even want to make them. You know, that's what all that money paid for, right
What?
there. Yep. He waives his opening statements, makes no statements whatsoever.
Really?
Listen, George, here's what you're going to hear, because I know you heard from the second half. All Justin did was regurgitate everything Deuce has said in his made up YouTube, bad neighbor, fodder for money, the whole deal. That's all he. And the funniest thing is, and we're going to get to it, he had videos from Fleesa. He shows one video, and I go, oh, that was real smart. They've already been found guilty for that. He's like, I think I'm done with videos. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Can you imagine this? Like, Fleeca's showing, sends him all these old videos.
Yeah, because these are important documents and,
Oh, yeah,
and
she's
evidence.
wait until they show the evidence in Ohio. They just need to see the evidence in Ohio. Yeah, he was found guilty for that. Yeah, we can show that again, but he was found guilty for it. You're just going to amplify it a little bit more.
She said they were going to throw it all out. That's what the lawyer was hired for. It was going to get thrown out. Everything was going to get reversed, thrown out. They were all going to walk away and then sue.
Yeah. Let's see how that works. We need a puppet show. Oh, yes.
And we knew it was from her because of the way it was labeled.
So I'll get to it because I call him completely and totally out on it. Eli calls Shara Wolf. Shara Wolf is the very first witness. And I'm going to say this beforehand. Shara was incredible.
And I will say that what is so aggravating, how much they have threatened her.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, I know how much they've threatened me, which is been enough to piss me off pretty royally. But the amount that they've gone after Shara that she doesn't talk about, where she's actually gone down, filed complaints on this same thing. She has a video of her going down, recording herself as she's down there with the police officer. She FOIA'd the request for his body camera, making sure that it was on, so she could show exactly that she was following through with what she was talking about. She was not playing. And the amount of threats that they've given to her, oh my God. Not just her, but her family.
Yeah.
And
they go after everybody. It seems like
they've gone after Tina. They've gone after Tug. They've gone after Megan. I mean, it's just like, what? And they sit there and they act like, well, this is just part of you know what we have to do. You've doxed people. You've threatened people. You've gone after their you know, you've gone after me. You've gone after Megan.
Yeah.
Just
calling DCF on Megan and Tug. Absolutely, they have.
the level that they went to with Shara. We don't even know half of it because she hasn't talked about it. And, you know, because why? Because she has all that inside information. She can show all their behavior. And they don't want that out there.
No.
And she's when she started showing it, what did they do? They went after her channel.
Yep, they sure did. They started striking her. They started threatening her. They started making calls to her. You know, the same way that when people from Northport found out about this story and started contacting people, and even when Megan interviewed Connie from Northport, the one who had a cease and desist on John and Lynette in Northport for doing the same things that they're doing to Jeremy. Not quite as bad, but it was starting. The only reason why I think she got off as easy as she did without the repercussions that have followed with as we've seen, what they've done to Jeremy, is because Lynette got caught begging and grifting for money, and they were calling her out. Her gig was up in Northport. They caught on a lot faster than the other towns, and who knows where that trail starts and ends with her. But when
Oh,
she got caught, and
it
she
starts even
attorney
it
was a
starts even
mark
before
in her
Northport.
book.
Her behavior started way before Northport.
Oh yeah, yeah. She grifted to move to Florida. In my opinion, I think she's seen John as an easy mark because he owned a home with his brother in Florida when he met Lynette, and she literally begged and grifted for money to go to Northport. And I think she showed up at his door, and like Roz and I talked about, she absolutely probably moved in with him. And yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
So insane.
Shara was on fire, and during cross-examination, the other lawyer's job is to try and frustrate you, is to try and mess you up, is to try and find some crack, some crease, something he can dig in so that they have some kind of defense.
That would be awesome.
Didn't work with Shara. Shara kept him on point, to the facts, and to the truth. Shara was amazing.
And for that, we thank her. We thank her for sharing facts. We thank her for sharing truths. Remember, Shara is the investigative journalist that Lynette begged to cover this story.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, Shara doesn't look like a bum like Deuce. But here's the bad thing. Shara sees Deuce beforehand, and Deuce has already abused his relationship with Shara. Threatened upon threatened upon threatened, yells, screams, cusses her out. And that causes some issues. We'll call it post-traumatic stress syndrome. Okay? Now let's just say...
I don't know if it's, I mean, you can call it that, but I don't look at that as post-traumatic stress. I look at that as intimidation.
Oh, exactly. Because he did that with a person in Northport who worked for a law firm that was starting to talk about stuff, and he called her boss to back her off of him. Yeah.
And she corrected him really quick.
Yeah,
she put him in his place.
Yep.
Yeah, which, you know, and you probably haven't heard the end of that, because I'm sure that he thought that he was being all slick and sly by doing that. You know, it's like, well, you're going down a path there, and it's already getting you in trouble. Good job, Slick.
Right.
Good job. I mean, in my opinion, he's been grabbing the bull by the horns and thinks that he's untouchable. Well, he's about to find out how untouchable he really is whenever all those other lawsuits come up. Whenever all this information gets out to Larry, DUI guy that's in active litigation with him, what do you think is going to be the outcome of this?
Yeah.
You know,
he went on that channel and spun a story that Larry dropped. Like the case was done. Like he pulled something over on Larry, and Larry was backing out, and it's like, no, that case is very much active. By all means. I think he said he defaulted or something. It was something with something in the filings, and they were trying to spin it that, Larry blew it, and, Bubbles won. And it's like, oh, no, that's not exactly what I'm reading in the court papers that I'm seeing.
Oh, no, what he's talking about is a different case. And that one is being disputed right now. Because that's his former employees that Larry is suing, and what they're trying to say is that he didn't provide proper service. And we'll probably go over that at some point in time. There's a lot more involved in that, and well,
Do these people have any new arguments? Like it talk
No.
about the foddery for content that's so contrived and polyflop.
Well, everything that they do is contrived bullshit, and they have to, because they are trying to spin this in their way. It's a shame Larry had to stop covering this case due to his business suffering. Well, and Larry stopped covering a lot of different things. He just was just like, I'm stepping away from this. But no, Larry's having to deal with a lawsuit that Bruce brought against him.
Yeah.
And there's, I don't know what's going on with that case right now because it's in Kentucky, and Kentucky, you have to have a special privilege to get all those documents. But I mean, I reach out and try to get those documents from other people and see if I'm able to, and if I get a hold of them, then I go over the documents and read what's in there. I mean, it's still something that I'm covering. But
Wait, you mean to tell me a lawyer, a real lawyer, another real lawyer is not on his own channel discussing a case he's involved in?
No, why would he?
Wow. Huh. So it is just them. Wow.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's just, it's amazing because at some point I might go back and play Randy's first attorney's, reason why he stepped out of the case. You can go and look up his own YouTube channel. He has his own YouTube channel. I mean, and he talks a little bit about it, but I think maybe I showed that one night or was going to. But yeah, it's quite interesting what the kind of behavior that's going on. You have to understand that attorneys generally, a good attorney is so busy, they don't have time to do YouTube. I asked my wife, I was like, your area of law, you would, being able to explain these things to people, you would do really well. And she was just like, nope, I don't have time for that. I have a business to run. And that's why she can't do things like that. She has a business to run. It doesn't interest her. Larry, he has the spare time that he has, and this is why he has his own studio in his home, where whenever he's able to sit down and do the work, he does the work on YouTube. But his primary source of income, he is not going to allow it to suffer to do this. And that's where he's at with his YouTube stuff. It's like, I'm going to cover what I want to cover, and I'm not if it's something that's going to cause me anguish or I can't be impartial to it, then I'm not going to mess with it.
Or jeopardize his license.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, there's been a couple of her lawyers, even though one has only actually been paid for, the rest were, grifting, and however they came about this case thinking there was a payday at the end. But even Scott Stark, he never went on the internet and talked about this on channels. Silverman never went on the internet and talked about it. Sean never went on and talked about it. The other attorney that's representing somebody in Fed2, Bruce's own attorney hasn't talked about it. But hey, I guess to each his own. If they found fame in it, and Bruce, if this is how you found fame, I wish you well. I hope your YouTube channel, if you have one, does well.
Oh, I'm sure he does, but
I don't know. I mean, you would have thought.
Didn't he try covering Karen Reed and basically got laughed off?
Yeah, he was going person to person on the street like a reporter. What did you think of the verdict? What did you? It reminded me of a Sesame Street. Just Kermit was missing. Heidi ho, Kermit the reporter.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. Because it didn't interest me. Like I cover stuff.
Tug and Megan may have aired, or somebody aired it. Like I seen a few seconds of it, and I thought, what?
Is he a dumbass? Yeah, he is.
It's not good. And that's not good for Shara to have to relive that and see Deuce there. And I don't think she should have ever had to see him. One person should have been brought in at this time, this time, this time, this time. Instead, what happened, and that's the way that the judge said she was going to originally do it in the last hearing. But what happened this time is everybody was in the Zoom. And for hours and hours and hours and hours, they waited until they were called upon.
Yeah, no one should ever have to go through witness intimidation, and that's exactly what Deuce did to Shara.
Yeah,
and
it
this
is.
is supposed to be an attorney. You should know better.
So Shara goes on to give testimony, and she shares, and I have so many notes. Oh my goodness. So many notes. Shara goes on to share that Lynette contacted her through Facebook, begging her to investigate this case back in 2023, before the CPOs even existed.
Before the cease and desist even existed.
So Shara shares that while she's investigating this case, as she's collecting all the evidence, all the records, she notices that Lynette's not telling the truth.
Yeah,
and her
you
view
think?
of things completely and totally change. And Shara gives evidence of group conversations, talking points for the Anti-What the Hell's ecosystem, given by Deuce, given by Lynette, to Fleesa and to others. And all the evidence is right there. So there's group conversations with.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, there was a conversation that Bruce had with Lynette to give more information to the fleas.
Yeah.
So and make good with the fleas so that they had content to
We
talk
need
about.
scoops, I think is how he phrased it, that I heard. Scoops. He needs the scoop. Get me the scoop.
Like, wow. I mean, imagine, that's here's the thing. You know how I get my information? I follow a case. I pull up court documents and I look at them. I don't have anybody giving me information to help me out unless I ask. I mean, here's an example. I reached out to Jeremy and I said, this stuff that's going on with lips. Do you have a copy of her giving you permission to show these? He was like, yeah, I'll send you that over. He said, there's no permission given to show any explicit material. I was like, okay, can I see the email? And because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing anything illegal.
Right. And based off of her own recording of Michael in the background, we heard that something was obviously sent from her to Jeremy. That, yeah, I mean, she should be happy that he has made sure that it hasn't been spread around, or anybody else that have seen that side of it.
I don't know, and that's the thing. I don't know if there's other stuff out there because I never asked. I don't care. I don't want explicit material.
Exactly.
I wanted to know what exactly it was that she was saying, and that's not explicit material.
No. Nope.
I understand that there's more, but I don't care. I was covering something that I found interesting, and the behavior behind all of it. And that's what I was showing. And these people are like, you're not practicing law. You're practicing law without a license. And Nick was perfect on this. He was just like, that's not unlicensed practice. With you have to be presenting yourself as a lawyer. I've never presented myself as a lawyer. Matter of fact, you can look at my page, my homepage. It tells you. It's like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I am nothing. I'm just a YouTube commenter. That's all I do is comment on crazy YouTube shit.
Yeah. Comment, and we've, like, even Roz and I, or even when I've talked with you, or just talking with viewers, it's just people having the discussion that the other channel claims that's what they're doing, but it's not. They've gone into a realm to where their name is on that legal document. If
Yes.
personally, if I had my name coming at me with a legal document, yeah, I I would be talking about, Jack and Jill going up the hill with a bucket of water and, the weather outside.
On my
I
own,
wouldn't
I
be
know
discussing anything that could even touch on that realm.
exactly. On your own channel, Shizzy, how dare you? I know. I mean, sometimes I actually, go on with Tug and Rosalind and talk about other things. It's weird how that happens. That my entire channel is not built on the Hales. It's really weird how that operates.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that, wow, you may have streamed about, uh, police chases or, you know,
Soft sits or
yeah,
all these other kinds of things. Or let's see, for over a year I did a morning stream.
yeah, I missed the morning stream.
Yeah, I miss doing the morning streams too. Now, whenever I can tell you, whenever the Hale stuff is all over, I'll probably go back to doing the morning streams because I really did enjoy it. It's just I don't have the bandwidth, like mentally, because I do have a job, a real job, like
You
work.
mean you don't stay up all night on your channel talking about whatever that could possibly get you in trouble, get you sued? I don't know. Talking about, stuff that didn't happen and spinning tails, and then I don't know, maybe somewhere between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. you go to bed
Oh,
until you get up at 10 p.m. to do it again?
oh God, no, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
I thought you were more exciting.
My weekends I do longer streams, because I'm able to, because I don't have to get up the next day. Like my weekend starts on Thursday, and Sundays I do an early stream so I can actually go to sleep and get up and go try to get a little bit of exercise in the morning before I have to start my day, like actual work. And then, sometime around what, 4 or something like that, whenever I'm finishing up work, I actually start checking court documents, and throughout the day, whenever I have a free minute, I might pull up Facebook and see what's going on there, or pull up something on YouTube, or maybe pull up a video if I have like a few minutes to put it on like times 10 speed, and everybody sounds like rabbits. That's why it's really hard for me to converse with people sometimes, because their voice doesn't sound the same to me.
Yeah.
Because I have them on like fast speed, so I'm like speed listening. Oh, it's crazy. But I'm just I no, I don't I whenever I'm pulling up court documents, I'm usually pulling those up like 5 minutes before I'm doing like my stream.
I don't know how you manage to do it all. Like, I get tired just from the little bit that I am online. And then if I go in people and then come back and come online, it's like, wow. Like, it catches up with you. Like, I finally see the other side of it, where it's like, I get where it gets exhausting. Like, before, I would hear people say, yeah, like, I'm wiped. And it'd be like, come on.
You're like, come on, do a
Get it.
stream.
I
Dance for
get
me,
it.
monkey. I was like, damn it, I can't. No, no, it's at one point before I started covering Hales, because I would do a morning stream, and then I would do an easy stream at night that was just pretty chill. But once I started covering Hales, I was like, oh, I need to do a little more research, because I need to know exactly what it is that's going on. And so, I've changed my sleep schedule, time schedule, and everything to sort of match being able to do that and still, maintain a healthy, marriage. Because, there and it because there was at one point in time, I think it was Christmas, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before that, my wife was like, "You're not spending enough time with me, and I want to spend more time with my husband." I was like, "Okay." And so that's whenever I dropped the morning streams. Just because I was much more interested in what was going on with Halo stuff. Incoming. Welcome. But at some point, I will, like I said, I will go back in with the morning streams and do those again. And I thought about taking my stream and changing it where I don't do a stream at night. I just do a morning stream cover hails is what I was looking at. But I need to get more exercise, and mornings is sort of like the time that I usually do that. So I was like, nope, I'll just keep doing it at night and just keep, doing my early workout. Well, Disabled Dahlia, I hope you join me tomorrow, because I will probably continue on with this one tomorrow. I think I'm at a good stopping point right now.
Yeah, and you
'Cause
actually froze Jeremy at a pretty decent face.
yeah, I did. I did. I did put him in a decent space, but no, I'm starting to get that that what do you call that 10-mile stare where I'm just like, I'm not absorbing as much as I need to. It is getting late. I've been going for what, 3 hours now or something.
Yeah.
It's probably time to call it a night. But I will be tomorrow. I will be on tomorrow, and there will be more than likely finishing this one off. And I know that Jeremy released another one today, and I'll probably go back and watch that. And then there will be another one that comes out. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of conversation about what happens on Sunday. That's going to be really interesting. And then, of course, Sunday night is going to be crazy. MG, you're giving me an incoming raid, and I'm going to have to send somebody everywhere else. MG, you're catching me. I didn't even realize you were streaming because, well, you don't always stream like regularly. But what I'll do is I will send everybody over to, I think, damn, nobody's on right now. I am the show tonight.
You are the star of the internet right now.
You see, he's sending me a raid over. I never get to raid you. That's true. You never do. You never do get to raid me. Did you start early tonight? I guess maybe you did. Damn, who is going to be firing up pretty soon? Because I hate leaving you guys hanging out there, but I think, see if I can find a place to send you guys that somebody is going to be doing something. You know what? I could send everybody over to a video. And then there's another case that I've been covering that I still haven't gotten onto, because I definitely want to do that. Yeah, I'm about to lose an hour because of that stupid. Oh, dude,
Oh, that's right. Daylight savings time.
did
Oh,
that happen today?
yeah, tomorrow. Well, yeah, today it happens. Not right now, but Sunday.
Okay. Did you close your stream already? Missed it. It was like over there keeping Shizzy in line. Well, yeah, somebody has to keep me a little bit in line. But let me you want to hang out for a little bit? I'm going to hit a couple of these super chats that
Yeah.
I got early on. And let's see, there was a couple of them that came in here. And this one isn't as easy on StreamYard, because even if you star it, you can't go back and do that.
And recall them.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. So if I receive a super chat on this, I'm able to see it because it's up a different color. But I have to find them. That's the problem with them, because they just don't star up there, and I can't find them easily. I wish they would fix this portion of it, because you guys have been awesome tonight with the super chats. Been absolutely wonderful. And I know there was a few in here. Let's see, I don't grift enough as I normally would. It was Fallen Hero came in with the first gifted membership, and Noreen Me Too's received that gifted membership. Awesome. Thank you very much, Fallen Hero. Yet again, you're absolutely wonderful, and I appreciate you so much. And then there was a couple more that came in. And if I miss them, I do apologize. I'm still getting used to this format because it's crazy. It's
Yeah, I've
always been.
into this program and I figured, well, I'm just going to stay on the free version until I figure out what it's about because I just figured out StreamYard. I'm not ready to crash learn another one real quick.
Well, this one is there's a few things I do like about. Well, thank you so much, Cynthia Fire Fairy. This was Jack Miles right here. This is Levy County Sheriff's Office and Owen are screwed. Deprivation of rights under color of law. Butt Champ and McLinair screwed themselves. Yeah, they will be looking at lawsuit. Now, hopefully that people in this area realize that kind of shit is going to happen to them too. Whenever
Yep.
they need Levy County Sheriff's Office to do something for them,
Yep.
that this is the kind of behavior that they're going to receive from them. That's scary. That's a scary thought. Makes you wonder, what other kind of bad behavior they've been doing, and they
Oh, well.
probably will get probed. I hope it's a probing that they get.
I mean, when Lynette talks about how she moved there, her version of why she moved there, COVID saved the child's life, you know, be away from everything. Uh, I look at the community, look at what's being arrested, and
Yeah.
you roll your eyes that she moved a child to an area that has what it has in the arrest records. And I don't mean theirs, I mean in general.
Mm-hmm. And also the Kiwi Crypt Keeper with $5 super chat. It says, Shizzy, you need to organize a team, do the transcript readings, please. They would be so much fun. Yes, they would be so much fun. And everybody was saying, yes, do it with the Sunday crew. Get Yamaha in there.
You need the Cartman voice just to I picture Cartman voice for Bruce. I really do.
Well, that would be, that's one that I have to talk Wallstorm into because he does the Cartman voice, but also you have to remember that is a strain on the voice. If
Oh,
you're
I
not
know.
used
The
to
little
doing it.
bit that I've tried to I've done voices, just growing up and around my friends, I've done goofy voices. And just a little bit that I've tried it here and there, I've said it live and I've said it to Yamaha. How do you guys do this? Like I can't.
Oh, I mean, it takes a lot of practice. I mean, it really does. And of course, here and after with the $5 super chat for a glass of wine, enjoy. And I will do a glass of wine on your behalf tomorrow whenever I'm having dinner with my wife. I'm making a Mississippi pot roast tomorrow. So
Oh, that's good.
if you ever had a Mississippi pot roast?
No, it sounds good. I like pot roast.
Okay, so what it is you get 2-3 pounds of a roast. You can use like chuck is usually the best to do it with. But you get that roast, and then you put a little packet of au jus, like your store package of au jus. You pour that over it. You put a pack of the ranch dressing that you get, like Hidden Valley, the little packet of ranch dressing. You put that over the top of it. Then you put about 8 tablespoons of butter, and you slice that up, and you can put that on the meat beforehand, just spread everything over it. But it gets 8 tablespoons of butter, salted, preferred, and you cut that up into little pieces, and you put that in there. And then you get some pepperoncinis, about 5 or 6 pepperoncinis, and you set those on top of it, and then you just cook it on low for 6 hours.
Oh,
And then you put that whenever all that is done, you pull your meat out, and then take a little bit of flour if you want to, and maybe a little bit of water, and then you make a gravy for it, and then you can pour it over rice or noodles or rice or noodles, and it's awesome. It's awesome. It was my sister-in-law's recipe.
that sounds really good.
She was like, "You ever had a Mississippi pot roast?" I was like, "No, we're having it this year." We were down there visiting. It was so good. I was like, I got the recipe from her. and enjoy it. And of course, I gifted 5 memberships and then gifted another 5 and welcome. Oh, yes. All you fine people, most definitely. Yes. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And 4 more days.
Cynthia Fire Fairy, so kind of you. Oh, this wonderful. You people are the bestest. And don't forget to change your clocks, everybody. I mean, it'll happen, but in the meantime, enjoy your evening, your mornings, and on the replay, all you fine people, you'll get to hear this yet again.
That's right.
Breaking news or whatever. They're on another one. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, emergency Zoom film at 11. Same 5 goons, same deranged obsession. This changes everything. Bro, it's page 47 of emotion they skin while half watching Yellowstone. Gang, gang. Squinting at 8-point font like detectives. Zoom so far and the pixels are screaming for mercy. Look at this, timestamp 2020, 22, my God. But they're yelling it like they just cracked Watergate. High five. Mike's been muted for 20 minutes, still barking. Circular logic, so a lot of time to seem impressive. Trust the plan, this is massive. Nah, fam, it's boilerplate and it's mid at best. Gang, gang. Self-appointed outrage squad patting each other like they personally ended corruption. Gang. Dropping bombshell tea that's been sitting in pizza since breakfast. Gang, gang. Moral high ground speed run, they'll flip the script the second it's convenient. Gang. Same PowerPoint presentation, new day, same brain dead narration. Gang, gang. We're not obsessed, we're just passionate. 3-hour living yesterday's hoodie, passion in my ass. Why is he even breathing right now? Says the guy refreshing notifications every 14 seconds. Gang, gang. Playing lawyer on God mode, reading comprehension. Stuck in elementary, confidence in the stratosphere. Case dismissed. It's screaming to the void. Motion still pending, but go off, I guess.
Disagree? Obviously a paid shill. Actually read the filing, deep state plan. Laugh at them, you're clearly compromised too. Exist in the same zip code, suspicious behavior. Notify the group chat. Gang, 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 gang.
Tighter circle, smaller brain.
Gang, gang.
Echo chamber finally running out of oxygen. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, acting the actual judge like it's group chat. Replay all meltdowns, labeled just asking questions. Got warned by the core once, that was a suggestion. Still get it the same dumb street like it's strictly trash talk. Gang, gang, we're above all this drama. While screenshotting, they on meltdown for content. Preaching peace and love while actively baiting bears. And fake shock when the bear finally bites back. How could this happen?
Gang, gang.
Synchronized tantrum hours. 5 tabs open, all the same screenshot. Different zoom levels, gang, gang. Premature victory lap over legal language, still can't pause.
Gang, gang.
Standing 10 toes on business until tomorrow's violence and I'm scrambling again.
Gang, gang.
Hype the claim to the moon, then ghost the chat when it ages like milk. Gang, gang.
Gang, 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 gang. Gang, gang.
Refresh. Gang, gang.
Gang, 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 gang.
See y'all same time tomorrow.
Gang, gang.
Don't be late. Yeah.